Hello, everyone. Happy New Year, and welcome to this live coverage of the auction at DigitalDowns.live. I'm going to take a couple minutes here just to get situated. Just wanted to open up. Um, the auction is currently running, um, and if you want to check out which horses here are selling, then just go to DigitalDowns.live and log in. Go to auctions, and you can see them running right now. I got one going off here. 26 seconds. Shake the sugar. No bids on it currently. Minimum bid is 25,000. Yes, Amber, we are ready. Actually, I'm not sure if we're ever ready after yesterday, but we're gonna give it a go. Talk about some stuff for the new season and the auction. So while that's running in the background, feel free to make some bids. I might have some couple people join us in a little bit, but yesterday we had some difficulties on the site. We had to grab a new URL, so please make sure you are aware that instead of going to digitaldowns.us for the time being, could be temporary, but you need to go to digitaldowns.live to access your account on the site or to access the site while they work on the .us domain. So in the meantime, again, and you can see the scroll there on the bottom, it's digitaldowns.live. Just give me a second here while I set some things up. Hello, Pat. Happy New Year. Be right back. So shake the sugars off the board. 27 seconds for Bull Shanty. Current bid is 10,000. Next up is unnamed 3-year-old gelding from Dash. Currently has a bid of 22,500. I'm just going to take a couple minutes here, share the feed out there to YouTube and Twitter and stuff like that, and then I'll be back on with some commentary, talks about some stuff that's going on, what that went on yesterday, and also for the new year here. So why isn't this? Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Let's see here. 40 seconds for Dash's 3-year-old gelding. Current bid is 22.5. Let's post this to Facebook, and then we'll be off and running. Horses are selling here, so jump in there. Come on. All right. Now that that's sorted, let's get Dutton Ranch wants to jump in here. We'll jump him in. Let's go. No image. Hello, Dutton.
What's up?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man. Looks like I'm buying some horses, huh?
Let's go buy some horses. We got
I
a
got
minute
I, I
13.
got I got the bid on this one. I like this one, man. Unnamed 768.
Yeah. Current bid is 18.5. 3-year-old gelding out of Lucky Pulpit.
Mm-hmm.
Confirmation is not too bad. Stats. Sire stats, actually. Somebody
It's a
got a.
DD horse.
Huh?
It's a DD bred horse, right? That's a sales ring or that's a sales ring horse, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this horse. I bought that one shanty also. It was called
But the one
Shanty.
before that?
It was a little while before that, yeah. I think it was the highest one. Yeah, I haven't had enough. Some guys have good luck with the sales ring. I'm not me. I'll just buy them, from the auction. I'm not a lucky person very often,
Yeah,
and
just
I think the luck already struck me. So
got you got to get the lucky pool. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Everybody can get it.
I know.
All
I
right, looks like
swear.
that one went off the board here. Next one. I mean, these are gonna fly off of here. It's minute 52 off of this one. This is a 3-year-old gelding. Another one from Dash. Current bid is 12,000. Went in for a minimum bid of 5,000. Unraced. A couple of these unraced here. So yeah. Anyway, guys, happy New Year. I don't know if I'm gonna stay on for this whole this whole auction. I figured I'd just jump on real quick just because this auction was supposed to be yesterday. We had some site issues yesterday, which caused us to push the auction to today, which is not ideal. So we wanted to give everybody a chance to go ahead and bid and win some horses. But I'm not exactly sure it will have the same activity that it normally would have. Again, for a temporary time, we had to change our site URL to .live instead of .us. We may keep it, I don't know. But again, for you guys that are trying to access the site, if you try .us, there are some DNS issues that we're trying to work through. So we pretty much created a workaround. We weren't going to sit and wait around for other folks to do their job. So we kind of pointed everything to DigitalDowns.live, and everything should be fine. New season starts today. There's a lot of breeding activity. It's a big day for homebreds. Also, there's a 1 day allowance for buying 3-year-olds from the sales ring. You won't be able to breed 3-year-olds in homebreds. I mean, you can click 3, but it's still going to produce a 2. But we are allowing a 1 day only option for buying 3-year-olds from the sales ring, which you can find under the market tab. A couple other things to mention. Low Cots, hello, Dan. A couple other things to mention are the eliminator entries that are closing soon. So we need to get the 3-year-old, 4-year-old, and 2-year-old eliminators entered. And there was a couple other things.
Is that gonna be fixed, Bob?
What's that?
Are you gonna let us breed 3-year-olds?
No. What do you mean?
Like you said earlier, like I
No,
did it.
no,
I
no.
did it yesterday. I even checked the box and then unchecked the box, and it still shot me a 2-year-old.
Yeah, no, we're not. Listen, we're going to turn it off at some point today. We're not concerned about the 3-year-olds and the homebreds. I would have to do some special coding for that. So right now it's just for the sales ring only. It's sales ring only. And the only reason why we're allowing it is the last day of the season, which is December 31st, is normally the busiest day for people to actually breed 2-year-olds that turn 3-year-old the next day for the 3-year-old race card. So
Yeah.
not only is it the busiest day for that, but the site also needs that as well. We need the horse population for the 3-year-olds so that the 3-year-old card is healthy all season long. And because, folks missed that opportunity, we went and wanted to make sure that we gave that opportunity. So we added an extra day, which is today only for sales ring only because that's what is working and what is available. So I tried it with the homebreds and it wasn't really kicking out 3-year-olds. So I just want to make sure everybody's aware of that. And once we go through today, the 3-year-olds will be shut off and it'll be back to 2-year-old purchases only unless you're using bonus credits for 4-year-olds out of the sales ring. So, and we'll just keep it moving. Age change for the folks that 18 seconds here left on this Bald Farm 3-year-old filly.
All these horses are pretty nice. I already looked at them all. They all got good times.
Yeah, some good prices here too for newer stables or stables that want to join today. Look, it's not even too late to join for this auction. If you're new out there watching this, it's a fun game. Jump in, register, takes a couple minutes. As soon as you register, you get 4 free horses, you get credits in your account. You can come right into the auction and you can pick up some nice horses fairly cheap.
You can actually pick up horses free.
Off and running by tomorrow. A couple more points here though. Age change. The 1-year-old to 2-year-old age change is complete. The 2-year-old to 3-year-old age change should take maybe another 12 hours. The 3-year-old to 4-year-old age change is complete. So in case you're worrying about that. Also, due to some of the issues that we had yesterday with the site as far as the DNS goes and why the site was down, we got this patched and up and running on .live, like I mentioned before, and you can see on the scroll at the bottom. That is the new URL. But there are some remaining kinks to work out, which are the race viewers, the Unity race viewer, the Unreal Race Engine. Those are being worked on. They should be up and running soon as far as the making sure that you can watch the races. We just have to change some coding on the back. We have to work with the developers, and it shouldn't be too long that they're out, but I would expect a little bit longer, maybe even all of today, because it is New Year's Day. It is hard to get people to work today, but we are aware of the race viewer situation, and it is a priority, and we will get that up and running. I mentioned the eliminator races earlier, and other than that, I would say check out the new card for the month. I already made some adjustments for next card. I haven't posted it yet for February. But any issues at all or anything you're not finding, anything, please message me as soon as possible so I can get that included into the February upload, and then obviously for March and April. But the sooner the better. The sooner I know that there are holes in the race card or things you can't find, whether it's surface, turf, distance, whatever it is, let me know right away, whatever that is, so I can get working on it. And please give me the details, the specifics. Just don't say like, there's no 6 furlong dirt. Well, I don't know what that means. At what age is there a specific allowance or restriction that you want or whatever? It's like, give me the real details of exactly the type of race that you're that you're sorting for, and then I can make that happen. It's really, really important. All right, done with all that, and back to the auction. Peggy, minute 24 on this one's got no bids in there for a minimum bid of 6,000 from Bald Farm. 3-year-old unraced filly. I don't know how many pages are in here actually.
Yeah, that was wacky yesterday. That was a crazy day.
Yeah, yesterday was not good, man. But the one thing I can't really deal with is um people that create problems like they did for me, but then don't want to work fast to fix it. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit around and wait.
Yeah. Well, it's a holiday and everything.
No, it's not. It's work. It's not. It don't matter, dude. It don't matter. You pay these services. These are 24/7 services. This is a 24/7 business, 24/7 website racing for you guys as well. This is tech related stuff. It's their error. There's no way you can make us wait normal Monday through Friday 9 to 5 hours, which is their regular hours anyway, then hit me with the whole holiday thing on top of that. You know, the world ain't going to stop just because your own personal customer support hours, are what they are. It doesn't work for me. So
Well, most of them are 24 hours, like you said.
yeah,
Like,
they're
I mean, I know, like, you know, GoDaddy, they're 24 hours.
listen. Everybody else I deal with is on the money in minutes. The server people, the security people, the DNA, all those people I deal with, the Cloudflare, all that are awesome. This was just one of them weird things where it's some company that I never really dealt with before because it was never really an issue. And it kind of fell through the cracks from the takeover, and they exposed themselves of how poorly run they are and how small they are. So, obviously, once this is all resolved, then we will no longer be doing business.
Yeah, I
Um,
would assume so.
it's just not going to happen. So, thankfully, we have some really, really good folks out there from WordKeeper and some other places they're super talented folks, and they work very quickly, and they were able to work with me on New Year's Eve in the evening and get this thing resolved. So props to them and everybody involved, and obviously for all of you guys and your patience. But yeah, no, I don't deal with that kind of stuff. I don't, as far as like just lax people that just sit on their hands. They create the problem and then they want to take 5 days to fix it. That was really the issue. They couldn't guarantee me any type of resolution or anything in the near future, and it could have been Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and that I'm sorry, that's just not good enough. So anyhow, Jump for Joy is the 3-year-old filly from Ball Farms. That's going to go off. That's has a current bid. Minimum bid is met at 10,000 from out of Golden Lad and Genuine Joy. That's 26 seconds. The one after that is a 3-year-old filly that has a minimum bid of 4,000 on it.
Some nice eliminator horses here, man.
Yeah, man. You scoop these horses up, put them in. Well, you can't enter the ones that have run already, but the unraced ones are good to go.
Yeah,
Any questions from the group out here? It's a little. I know it's New Year's Day. It's a little bit of a light group. Don't have a whole lot on right now, watching, but that's fine. But if anybody has any questions, fire away.
Oh, the the 3-year-old eliminator. I don't expect that to get a bunch of entries until tomorrow, Bob, because you don't know what you're dealing with yet.
Well, I mean, you know what you're dealing with. You're just hoping for, some improvements. You can improve, or not, you know what I mean? But I don't think an age change is going to drastically change, a horse from what its core or what its base is. You know what I mean? It might make improvements here and there, but like, I don't think it's going to make like a great horse a monster horse. You know what I mean? I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think those, I think it makes a great horse better or a monster horse better or worse, vice versa. You know what I mean? So, but anyhow, we will monitor it. Only to change. Normally, we have the 4-year-olds running first, and that gives time for the 3-year-olds. All right, 19,000 is the current bid for Jump for Joy at a Golden Lad. So the minimum bid has been doubled. It's now 20,500 for the Bald Farm Jump for Joy 3-year-old filly that is 3-year-old eliminator eligible. And that's not a Jason, that's not a bad point. I mean, your point is well taken as far as late entries on that. I totally understand the age change part of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
This horse is a definitely eliminator type runner. Great horse to pick up here.
yeah, it's got 23-14 split final split.
22,000 now is the current bid on it.
Yeah, I mean, Bob, I teeter like if I got a 135.48 right now, and it goes to a 135.21, I'll consider entering the eliminator with it. That's what I mean by that. Like, I'm not saying it's
Yeah, but you don't. That's the thing, man. You don't need 135.21s. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes people like a 135, a 135.40, 135.50. Those can run eliminators. It's not. Again, you have to be careful with the work times.
Yeah, but that work time's like,
Listen,
I
the faster the work at a mile doesn't necessarily mean it's the better horse. It doesn't. It doesn't mean that. I mean, still remains. This thing is now 30,000. Jump for Joy is now 30,500. Got a little bidding war here going for this one.
yeah.
This thing that constantly gets us, which is trying to get the fastest time possible for a work. Dude, you're not running against anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just an open track. It's just, so when you put it against other horses, it's not, it shows potential, but it's going to have to actually race. And I think that some horses that may have a little bit slower work, sometimes they race better. They have more dexterity, or they have more heart, or they have more whatever it is that allows them to fight more for the race. This thing is 3,300 now.
Yeah, it looks like the horse behind it went off already.
Yeah, it might have. There's a minute 51 on the one behind it for 5,000 is the current bid on that one.
Yeah, I think tis now ended.
So yeah, guys, while they're bidding war here on this top one, you might as well go through the ones below it and make sure that yours aren't going off the board, because they will go. And they all have bids, so they're all going to new owners.
But another bid.
Gary says 135 threes can win an eliminator. Yeah. Horses will pop off the board if we're caught in a bidding war here.
Good for Ball Farm. Yeah, my brother woke me up today. He's here for he was here for the New Year's.
Yeah.
They just left to get something to eat. I was sleeping good too.
Invite Dan in here. I didn't really get any sleep, to be honest with you. So I mean, 15 seconds now. This one here is up to 35.5. It's still going. 10 seconds left. 35.5. 39 seconds on the one after that. The unnamed horse from Dash. 5,000 currently is the bid. It's a 3-year-old gelding, again eligible for the eliminator. A lot of these are eligible for the eliminator. It's a great time to scoop some cheap horses, throw them in a tournament, maybe win $1,000. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I was trying to figure out where I could find that out. What 2-year-old eliminator paid out? The eliminator paid out last year.
Hello, Dan.
Hey, good morning, fellas.
Happy New Year. Yep.
What's up,
Well,
Dan?
Same to you guys.
Jason, what it is, you make money every heat, right? So like the purse keeps going up. Entry fees 5,000, then it's 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, then it could be 10 or 12,000 as the races and heats go on, and those purses build up. Then there's 500 added money into the semifinals, and there's 500 added money into the final. So there's $1,000 in added money just between this semifinal and the final on top of whatever the purse is, right? So, some horses that make it all the way through, let's say they win everything, can they get 800 to 1,000, whatever it is. So it's it builds as it goes. It gets higher and higher as you go through each round.
Yeah, I think this is the first year that I'll have horses in every one of them, 2, 3, and 4-year-old.
17 seconds on this one here from Dash out of Tim Tam, or out of Tim Tam. 7,000 is the current bid. You got the one behind it. It's got a minute on it. A 3-year-old filly again. 7,500 is current bid. These are all eliminator eligible horses.
You can't beat
And
these.
again, the guys out there for the eliminator, if you're not really sure about it, the more entries, the better, is the way I look at it. I mean, obviously, we want a lot of participation, but sometimes people want to play they want to get into the eliminator tournament, and they're like, "Ah, man, I feel bad entering 5 horses." Don't feel bad. That's nothing. You end up having 20 heats. It's ideal to have a horse in each heat. You could have 20 entries into the eliminator. Someone with 25 entries is not uncommon. So, because there's a lot of, you get some bad luck in the first round. You get blocked. Sometimes the best horses don't even make it out of the first round, and you just want to at least be in the top 4 to advance. My daughter just texted me. She wanted to know if I wanted coffee. Awesome. Good to go.
It looks like
What a
that
good
horse
girl.
is going off the board for 7,500. All of these are nice horses for the price.
Yeah. Yeah, Dash has some nice horses. I don't know when he picked them up, but minute 42 here on the next one. So we got a minute 42 here for Dash's 3-year-old filly at a Fortify. It's a homebred. Minimum bid is 10,000. Let's take a look at it. Currently no bid, so it's wide open. Was born on September 8th. Horse rating 106.50. Confirmation is is solid. So checks off some boxes there. Has some decent works. Definitely some can 108.46 is a nice little runner. 22.25 opening 2. Definitely more in that, I would say, middle sprint range. I would imagine up to a mile, 6 furlongs to a mile. I would say this is definitely a eliminator type as well. Confirmation is decent. I don't know much about Fortify. Is that one of his? And a Bulldog.
Where's that at?
He's already having, if you check the works and stuff, he's already having a terrific breeding season. I mean, one day in, he's already
Who?
killing
Fortify?
it. Dash.
Oh, Dash.
Yeah.
29 seconds on this one. Well worth the $10. That I will guarantee. Got any bidders out there? Any takers for the 3-year-old filly from Fortify?
There's one.
There we go. There we go. Got a bidder. Good buy there. That's a good purchase. Should definitely, at a minimum, recoup that 10. Minute 59 on the one behind it has a minimum bid met of $3. So, Dan, how you enjoying your New Year so far? Better than mine, I hope, right?
Yeah, it's quiet down here.
Yeah.
We had family come in, and then they left, and now I got my girls are coming in later in the week, and so we'll be busy. But yeah, nice.
Good.
Cool down here. It's not like what we're accustomed to. It's like, well, actually, today's a pretty nice day, sunny, but it's mid 60s.
Are you in Nevada, Dan?
No, Florida.
Oh,
I'm about 45 minutes south of Orlando.
for some reason, I thought you were a poker dealer.
No,
Why did I
nope.
think that?
Minute left for the one with $3 on the board. You got 3 minutes to the next one. 10,000 minimum bid on Muddy Waters. There is no current bid on this horse. We'll take a look at it here in a second.
Pinch the process.
No, I was a poker player, never a dealer.
Yeah, these can't be. Some of these cannot be entered in the eliminator. Didn't we already do a horse called Stank? I could have sworn we did. Or something like that. You looked at some times, Dan?
What do you mean?
You said you looked at Dash as having a good season breeding. You looked at some
Yeah, yeah. Under the stats tab, you can look at top workouts so far
Yeah,
this season, and it's pretty easy to see who's doing well.
yeah. I only train my horses at 6 in a mile.
Guys, if you're out there watching live, or in the future, if you watch this on replay, and for the future for auctions, just like the bids will automatically update. But if you want to refresh it faster, then if you want to see it faster, make sure you're in on the bid. If you're actively bidding, and you don't want to lose out, just refresh your screen continuously on the horse that you want to buy.
Yeah,
I think
that one I guess just went.
Also, if you are that one just went off the board. It did get a big bid up to 4,500.
But why is that? Why is that not easy to fix? Because mine does that. It hangs up after every horse.
Well, it's not.
Runs down to 0.
It's a forced refresh, so it does refresh. It'll refresh like in 5 seconds, or
not for me.
But it's the reason why it's hard to fix is because you have to actually have an auction running. It's easier to have an auction running and have the programmers look at it to see exactly what's going on. I mean, they can do it without it, but
yeah, that makes sense.
The free. What I'll do is I'll make another note of it and send it to them again about the time left on the left hand side, right? Like, I actually need to do a screenshot. Let me just do a screenshot. And then when that's 0, to automatically to trigger an automatic refresh. So I'll have them look at that again. That's 2 separate issues. The time on the left-hand side running down is a different issue than I'm talking about as far as your bidding goes, because the bidding refreshes. What I'm saying is, if I'm in a battle for a horse, you get 9 seconds on this Muddy Waters. I'm sorry, Shifty's didn't get a chance to go over it, but if you're battling for a horse, you're bidding for a horse, you want to make sure you're not missing, because bids can come in fractions of a second, right?
Oh yeah.
So if you're actively bidding, then I would stay on top of that. Also, if there's a minimum bid of 30,000, or if there's a top bid of 30,000 and you also bid 30,000, the first person to bid the 30,000 is still the one that's the winner. Holds the winning bid. So and we're actually looking at changing some coding with that, because we've seen situations where someone put in a max bid. Let's say the minimum bid was 100,000. Someone put a max bid of 200,000 in, so they're the current winner at 100,000, and they have a max bid of 200,000. And someone can bid 125, 150, 160. They're still going to show them as the max bidder at 200,000. They're still the winner. But if someone bids 200,000 and matches it, it does. You still need to surpass that 200,000 to win the horse. And sometimes the way it looks to you, like you may be the high bidder, but you're not, and you can tell because the money got kicked back into your account. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't. There's no.
Well, even easier than that is just refresh, and it shows up that your bid is the highest bid in red at the bottom of the thing, so you can tell if you're winning or not.
What's it look like when you are the highest bidder?
You get a red message along the bottom of the box.
It says you were the highest bidder, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. So if you match someone's bid, you're not going to see that message, right?
Right.
18 seconds. It's got a 10 pinch the process from Shifty's got at its minimum met of 10,000. 9 seconds left for that one. The one behind is 2 minutes on Pioneer of the Slum. These are raced 3-year-olds looking for some love, a new home, new management. Pioneer of the Slum here is on the board for 10,000 minimum. It's at a Pioneer of the Nile. 3 races, 2 seconds. So hit the board twice out of 3. And Why is this?
I bred a
Jason,
couple
I
of them.
can't see. What did you just send me, Jason? I can't see.
I bred
Can't
it.
see the
I
screen.
bred a couple of them. I think I did 4 of them, just 4
Oh, okay.
of the, you know,
Yeah, the ones I sold you. What?
yeah. Well, I
How,
bred them with mine, of course.
I can't see though. How'd they work out? Any good?
Yeah, fantastic, all 4 of them.
Oh, good. Super.
But yeah, all 4 of them, they're all in the eliminator. Yep, they all worked out. They were fantastic. So I
Great.
was really happy with that.
Which ones in particular?
I I did 7 sisters
Okay.
with like, I think I did her with like, I mean him. I did him with everything with I bred like 3 with 7 sisters. Because that's how I breed, Dan. I take a
Good.
colt and I just breed it with all the fillies.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, I was really happy with the outcome.
That one goes off the board. Pioneer Slum has no takers. Stank. Shitty's 3-year-old filly is up next.
Stank.
Minimum bid of 10,000. It has 1 race, so it did race in a maiden special weight at 5 furlongs. 6-horse field, kind of had a late break, finished 3rd, cashed a check, posted a 113.97. Confirmation is, so out of Munnings. Munnings Foals.
Well, I guess I should just do this.
There. Stank.
Stink, stank, stunk.
I'm not sure about this one. I know it did cash a check on the first one, which is good. I think the work times are they're more so on a quicker sprint style race. I think I would definitely run this back out into a 5 furlong. Dan, what do you think about this 44.64 for 4 furlongs?
44.64.
Yeah, on a 6
Well,
furlong work, not a
yeah.
4 furlong work.
That's quick. And depending. See, every horse, it's almost like a multiplier. Like, how do I explain this? For instance, Crafty Cat, generally I can count on that one to race a full second faster than its works. So whatever the multiplier is, if 44.64, if the horse is going to race significantly faster than it works, then it's going to be a monster. However, 44.64 in a race might not necessarily cut it, but they all race faster in races. So
Right.
it's just a matter of what that multiplier is.
Yeah, I picked up a horse off the auction and I trained it, and it's like 25-25 on that 5 furlong. And I was thinking that's too slow, right? But then I went down in its race history. Man, that thing smoked at 5 furlongs. I was like, what?
Hmm.
That 25 turned into 21.88 or 25. It was something crazy. It was a full 0.75, literally, on the first work alone.
Yep, that can certainly happen.
I'm just typing a message here.
You got a bid on any of these? Oh, there's no notes on some of them.
It's hard to move the geldings. They've got to really stand out to get there.
Yeah, but some of the best horses were geldings. A lot of them, most of the time, actually. Look at Big Bling.
I don't know, man. I've only seen a couple like crazy good geldings. I think it's I think gelding is an option, obviously, for certain reasons, and I think it's great for the middle of the card. Sometimes people geld and dump and all that kind of stuff, but like I only really recall two actually that stand out. I know Chrisman had one. I can't remember the name of it. The
Chrisman had a few.
Yeah, he had a few of them. The what was that old one, Dan?
Oh, geez.
That thing was a
Well,
killer.
you know how he names all his. They're all the words are mashed together and stuff. I can't remember. It was a Taylor something something something, or
Right. And Big Bling. I mean, it's like I said, gelding's an option, but usually there's a reason why you're gelding it, and I think just there's some kind of perception out there that gelding's only a positive impact. That's not the case. I mean, geld a horse. You can have a really good horse that you think's not firing, and you geld it, and then it gets worse. I mean,
Well,
I've actually seen a ton of geldings this year that were gelded just way too soon. I mean, they raced
well,
2 times.
gelding. All right. So if you're looking at a horse, the conforms are generally the same situation that you have with the works, and until somebody cracks the code of of specific conforms and how they relate, it's going to be the same type of thing where the ones that have the standout conforms are going to be the ones that you keep, and then the other ones that have so-so are going to be gelded. And it's not going to be until somebody discovers which of the so-sos, which combination is beneficial, you're going to see a lot of that. But that's going to take a few seasons to figure it out. Like for instance, the ones that we call unbalanced. All right, there's a lot of those have proven that they can run just fine, but I mean, do we know if they're going to breed just fine? That's the question. So,
Yeah, I think
but it's
that.
just a matter of time and study and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you think that it's possible that these horses that are greatly unbalanced are going to produce, or
It
more
has to
likely to
be
produce
yeah, it has to
unbalanced
be
horses?
possible that those unbalanced, some of them are going to produce, are going to be real good breeders. It just has to be that, or not. But that's what I'm saying. We'll determine in a few seasons.
Yeah, I think I guess with the right matchup and stuff like that. I mean, but um, appreciate it. That's what I'm talking about.
Like we still don't know. For instance, the first place that people look to see if they're unbalanced is in the 1 slot and the 4 slot. So you want like short, and then something more than short in the fourth of the underline there. But what we haven't determined yet is is the spread between the two. Like if you have a short in the 1 and then a medium long in the 4, is that more attractive, or is it maybe it's that they should be closer together, like medium and then medium long or something? And I haven't heard anything yet where anybody's determined that.
No,
So
I don't breed short on the first slot. I try
now,
not to breed.
yeah, but that's just a matter of personal taste because Lee loves those. He loves the short in the first
Yeah,
slot.
but I mean, I'm saying I think that short produces
Yeah.
sprinters more
Well, it
often
could be.
than not.
Yeah, it could be.
All right, the fundraiser 3-year-old gelding is raced 15 seconds, 5,000. Hit the board and it's made in there.
I've seen this horse before, man.
6
I
furlongs
think
on
I've
turf.
seen it in a race, 4-legged gangster.
Look, I like all these 108.45s. They're really fast fractions in the as far as the they're they can race all day long on most of these races on the card. So
Oh yeah, here's something that you said that people need to look at this horse, 4-legged gangster, man. Remember what you said? You said it looks like the milkmaid doesn't do good in the middle slot. Remember that?
yeah,
Look at this horse, from the one hole, it's just like smokes, man. And then from every other hole, it's like, whoa, that's a big difference, man. This horse gets the 1 or 2 hole, it's probably gonna smoke the
Wait,
field.
why is there no? You know what? I have to fix that.
It's
There's some
probably
issue.
supposed to, though, from the 1 or the 2.
There's an issue with the stats here.
Man, this horse is wanting some money.
Found the first little glitch there.
Is that grade 1?
I'm not seeing the stats pull up for that. I have to look into this.
This horse beats Tiz the Baller. Yeah, that's not a bad little horse, man. 4-legged gangster.
No, that's kind of a heavy hitter, that horse.
Yeah,
Made a lot of money. Equally good on dirt and turf.
All right, I just took a note of that. So the stats, I have to fix the stats on that. Must be a season changeover thing. 4-legged gangster, minimum bid 25,000. 2 minutes to go off. It's been running in stakes races, pretty much all stakes races, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's been casting checks. The last one there is a G1. It did finish third in the 5 furlong.
I think that 4-legged gangster's had some bad draws. That's all.
Yeah, not a bad option for $25 for sure. Minute left on that one. 312. The one below, it's got a bid on it of 20,000. Provocative 3-year-old filly out of Boisterous. But 4-legged gangster. Yeah, I mean, you could probably. I mean, this thing can be dropped down into divisions easily, and recoup to 25. It's about where you want to race it. I mean, if you're looking for like a high end stakes horse, maybe this ain't it. But if you're looking for something to race, you know, D division, C division, high
Yeah, but
claimers.
why it's worth a shot is, these even geldings have an age change, so this horse could have gotten better even. So it was good before. It might have even gotten better. So like for my mind, it's worth a shot.
Yeah. Well, it beat Tiz the Baller at 6 furlongs. I mean, that's what I was looking at. I think it's a grade 3 horse before age change.
And
there you go.
You got
I
a bid.
figured somebody scoop it up.
Sure. It's funny. All you got to do is talk about them, and they bid.
Well, it's the truth. It's not like
Lee's the best. Lee's like a carnival barker. Step right up, rah, 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 and he gets the bids, man. He gets the job done.
Yeah. Well, it's a nice horse. Whoever gets it, I'm telling you now. I'd throw it in a grade 3, 6 furlongs, right where it beat Tiz the Law. Because that's a really nice horse, Tiz the Law.
Yeah, I don't hate the horse.
Nope.
I like I mean, 2 wins and 328,000 in earnings is huge. So
yeah,
lightly raced.
Yeah.
Well, there's no sense talking about it. It's gone now, but
yeah,
that's a good pickup.
Off the board.
Yeah. I don't know about proactive. I didn't really look at this one. 3 for 9 though. I mean, that's anytime you see that kind of stuff, it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sending a message here, so I can't really see.
That's all right. It's got stakes win. It looks like a 1 1/8 mile smoker. Let's see. There's that one hole again. 1-4-3. Middle of the pack. Doesn't like it. I bet you.
Where are you seeing that at?
The on the when I click on the horse, when I click on the horse and look at its race history, I see, you know, a mile and eighth. It's got 98s and 117s, first places. You know, the earnings and all.
Oh,
And then I see the mile and eighth up top, two of them, 3-4 hole.
this one's going to go off for 20K.
Yep.
Yeah, 1110's a grade 3. What was this?
Picking Cherries is up next, a minute 50. It's a 3-year-old gelding from Chip D's at a picking time. Got 7 wins. 7 races under its belt lifetime. Been on the podium 4 times. Has $151 in earnings. It's currently available as a minimum bid for $15,000 or $15.
Yeah, I mean, look, Bob. A lot of times, I'll look at also who a horse beats. I mean, you know, if it's beating good horses, then it kind of tells you the story. You know what I mean? If it's in a blue blood maiden or a grade 3 with a bunch of donkeys, because that happens. People enter wrong horses in wrong races. I mean, I've even done it a million times. You know, horses that might not belong. I mean, you know, I've done that a million times. So if you're beating me and I put a horse that doesn't even belong, that's not nothing. But if you're beating like a horse like, you know, Tis the Law or something, that's really good.
Yeah, I think also with horses like this, if you just check the race form, it's like, you got to consider the owner, who breeder. Like Shifty's is more aggressive. You can tell that even with the horse failing in certain spots, it's just you're kind of still throwing it into all of the stakes races, no matter what, right? And there's a lot of opportunity for a horse like this again outside of stakes racing. 90% of the race card is not stakes racing.
Mhm.
So we see these horses that are just entered in tens. You've done it too, Jason.
I
Over
know.
and over and over again. You just keep slamming them into stakes racing, hoping that it's going to fire, hoping it's going to be this great horse. It's gelded, it's this, it's that, it's whatever. But at some point in time, you're better off just racing it like a normal race horse would race. Like pick the conditions and race the book, or and drop down into certain solid you know cleaning levels, or whatever it may be. So
Mhm.
it's hard to tell really what the horse is based on its race form when it's been thrown into 15 straight grade 2s and hasn't done anything, right?
Mhm.
And then so it's just sometimes you got to take a step back and race the horse where it needs where it needs to be. And I think you'll see some of the numbers pick up based on its class, right? It's outclassed. I mean, basically, just look at it that way. The horse is a horse, a decent horse, but it's outclassed. Running the grade 2, it's getting smoked. It needs to be, drop down, get a little more confidence going. You know what I mean? Get a win under its belt. You have to look at the value as far as bare minimum is the way I look at it. Say, what's the cost to breed a horse? $9, $10. If you're using other people's sires and mares, it could cost more. Sales ring could be 14, 15, whatever it is. So when you're looking at horses in an auction for $10 or $15, you have to ask yourself, is that a good value play? Because you get to see so much more information than just breeding. Breeding is like, you don't know yet. But here, you know what it looks like. You know what the work times are. You can see some of the race form and see if you like it or not. The question is, for $10 or for $15, can you do better on chance than something that is guaranteed? So honorable shitscape. I think this was in the last auction. It didn't go off. This is in for 15. Again, it's a 3-year-old gelding. I think some of these guys may even geld them before the auction. I don't really know, just to make sure no one breeds with them, which is another strategy, right?
Yeah, I think some of the guys geld everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's some of that too. I mean, Dan, how much do you geld? A lot or what?
Well, I give them a chance to perform. It's rare that I geld them. I'll tell you when I geld. If I breed a horse and it just has terrible conforms, then I'll geld it right away. But if if it looks like anything I might be able to use in the breeding barn later on, I'll give it a chance. So
That's the same. That's the same thing I do. If I see
I
average on
I
the
think it's kind of
conform,
irresponsible to just geld it. Like I listen. Everybody has their own strategy, and I'm not slamming the guy, but I think Johnny he gelds his stuff too quick. He's a monster when it comes to that. So
Well, I noticed that too. He does.
oh yeah, I mean just crazy. But hey, listen,
Well,
he's a champ, so you
yeah. I
can't
mean, people
argue.
have their own philosophies. Oh, well, this doesn't matter. That matter. I couldn't. You'll fight that battle all the time. But I agree. I think
Yeah.
it's horses are gelded way too soon because here's Daddy Yankee. By the way, it's just it's a 3-year-old gelding. It does have it's on the board 15 minimum. It's a 103 rated.
Well, his whole stable strategy is different too. Like he just doesn't seem to care much for breeding. He doesn't, it's not important to him. So, which I get it. It maybe, maybe you don't want to be a part of that, but you know,
Like here's a horse here. It's like 2 races. It's finished
mm,
second choice. It's already has 7250 in earnings in 2 races. It's on the auction. It's going to go off here, unsold here for 15. Like
I love that horse for 5,000.
this is
Those
a
two
3-year
races.
old
I mean,
3-year old colt here from Dutton
sure.
Ranch out of Fernandina. Looks like confirmation is more of a sprinter. Let's see.
There's
Let's
nothing wrong with
see
the
what's going
fast turnaround too. Like they want 5,000 for this horse. This horse will easily race at $15,000 claimer. You make a quick 10,000 profit. I mean, it's
This one
sometimes
here
you could take.
or the last
Yeah,
one?
this Daddy Yankee here shows a good turn of speed. You know, but yeah, you're on to the next one. Sorry, but
Yeah, this is Daddy Yankee for sure. This one here. See to me, if I'm evaluating this horse here, this to me would be somewhat of a geld candidate for me, right?
mhm.
I look at the confirmation and I say, okay, well, it's nothing really that jumps out at me. It looks like it's more of a sprinter build, or I don't know if it's a sprinter build, but it's more like it's not like ideal build. At the same time, its works are more front end loaded, like the horse tails off. It seems, you know what I mean? Doesn't have
Mhm.
a lot in it. It doesn't have a lot of stamina, I would say, because you're looking at a what is this a 15 so 23 almost what 24 plus close time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't do the quick math on that, but you there?
Which one's that?
I kind of froze up. That's your horse here, 17 seconds. That's this one out of Fernandina. So to me, that's a geld candidate. I do confirmations, and then also the way the work time is. That to me is a geld candidate for 5,000, or even if I put it in there before that, because of my realistic expectations of the horse. The confirmation itself wasn't like stellar, and the work times were more front loaded and had it didn't have a lot of stamina. So I'm kind of thinking um maybe the gel would help there. So I look at both the confirmation and the time. And I know what you're saying as far as you still need to race the horse and the works are only works, but when you get into like a 2 furlong time of let's say 22:20 and a back end time of closer to 108.90, you are limited as far as really the races that you can run. Let's be realistic. Right?
Yep.
So it's definitely more. It's in that sprint range only. It's not a horse that you would be a candidate for a mile and a mile and an eighth, mile and a quarter, etc. It just doesn't have it. You can just tell by that last 2 furlongs as far as the stamina and stuff goes.
Yeah, I
And
chucked it in there because it's under 99.
this one here from Shifty's, this 3-year-old has. This is a colt as well. This is out of Tiswas. This is a homebred, 103 rated. Looks like more of a sprinter type in its works. To see confirmation. Yeah, so I think it's a decent I'm pretty sure it can handle 7 furlongs for sure. Not sure about how it races at a mile, but I think 6, 7 furlongs is a safe bet there. Don't believe you're looking at.
Yeah, that 5 furlong push is a nice number too, man.
Yeah. You have tons of options with this horse. This here ungelded $10. This 108.54 range is a nice wheelhouse range. Gives you a little bit of flexibility on the card. Build is decent, short, medium, high, very good, medium, ideal. Yeah, that's a. I'm glad that someone bought that for 10. The next one is a 3-year-old colt at a bank teller.
Oh,
It's
man.
it's going to sell as well. Minimum bid was met for $10, 10,000 game credits. Minute 43 on the clock.
I
It's
should have grabbed
confirmation.
that last horse. I should have grabbed that last horse, man. Had a 21.68 close on that
Yeah.
4 furlong.
Now this one here is interesting. The horse rating itself is not all that great, but if you look at the confirmation, this is a very clean confirmation. Very clean. Look at the legs. I mean, you don't see a lot of double ideals out here. Do you guys? I don't see a lot.
No, it's like 1 out of 10.
Yeah, so this is a homebred with a very nice build with the ideal. So I'm not sure from a racing standpoint where we're at with this. Obviously, the work times aren't ideal as far as if you're looking for something specific, or it may even be something that you run in some type of an allowance and then starter allowances so you can keep the horse running. Maybe even the Santa Anita Derby series. I'm sorry, it's not the Santa Anita Derby series. The Anita
Hey,
Derby
do you have
series.
any opinion on how that happens? How does a 98 HR rated horse have ideal? Because I always think that all ties together. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I just don't
No,
understand.
it definitely ties together, but there's a lot more. Like we've always said, like you have your confirmation, but then you have your horse rating, which has a lot more to do with racing, right? So, like that's why you have to look at it. So like the horse is built well, but it's just not it looks good. Maybe it produces other horses well, but it doesn't seem like it's ready to run high end races. It doesn't mean it can't race. It just most likely it's not going to win a G1.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but the two ideals, it gives you some. It's useful in building. Like if you have a horse that's a terrific racer, but the conforms are a little behind, that's a good one to build them up.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah. I mean, there's a lot of options with that. It's not so much the race, but Jason, you have to remember the horse rating includes obviously the build and the hereditary and all that kind of stuff that comes through, but also has a lot more of the racing involved in it. It's the reason why if you go through the top horses on the site, you're not going to see a lot of 98 rated horses, are you?
No.
Okay, so I mean,
I think that's rare enough being 98 and having an ideal.
horse looks just looks good. Is this the same horse here? Bids up to 19,000. But again,
Yeah.
like I said, I wouldn't be expecting a whole lot from a racing standpoint. That's all. That's all I'm saying. To lower your expectations, and if you want to race it in a proper place.
Oh, this got the Man of War Global Trot bloodline. That's why this thing's going.
Which one? Bank teller?
The 633. The white
Yeah,
horse.
bank teller. The one behind it, guys, is going off for 10,000. We haven't even covered it yet. It's 10 seconds. If you want to quickly look at it, on the board for 10,000. The one after that is 2 minutes out. Broken Flute for 25. Looks like the unnamed 47633 is going to go off to a winner at 19,000.
Yeah, it's got some good pedigree, bloodline.
Yeah, it's an interesting horse. It's just like you're gonna have to be more patient with that one because it's just not the works just aren't coming through.
Nah, they're getting that to breed. They're gonna race it once and breed it when it turns.
All right, next up is this broken flute. I have to take a look at something real quick on the site, so I can't
Yeah, you're good.
much about it.
Yeah, you know that Gracian banner's okay.
Oh, I like this one actually. Let's see.
Yeah, I gave this one a semi-long look myself.
Yeah, yeah. This is an interesting horse. This broken flute.
It's a router for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a router. Where though? Where? See, in the old days, this number would be killer. Broken flute, available for 25,000. Unraced 3-year-old filly. Looks like it has a router built to it. Has some router work times. I'm not sure. Like I don't look at the numbers on that much on these times here for the mile and a half. I don't know where this stacks up.
Oh, it doesn't have a bid. I mean,
Well, I kind of got cooled off on it because of the legs. But I tell you what, it's pretty rare that you find routers that have ideal legs or top flight legs for some reason. Um, it's pretty darn rare.
All right, that will go unsold. Max up is max bet, minute 49 out.
it says good route times.
Something. Just give me a second here. 'Cause I actually got to take care of something.
Well, I'm not sure this one's a router. I think this is a miler.
Who said it's a router?
It says good route times in the thing, or good
Oh
route.
no, that was the previous horse.
No, max bet. It says good route times in the notes.
Oh
I mean, unless I'm taking that wrong.
no, I mean he's right. I mean, ideally on paper, he's right because um if you just go to
I don't. Where do you see this being a router? I don't even see that. I don't. I see it a mile to a mile and a quarter max.
it's got a 30 2304 close time. It's got so it has the ability to close rather hard. Is what I'm saying. Is it going to hit classic distances? Probably, but you got a 22.55, 45.50, 108.54. It's a 23.04 close time with a 22.55 upfront time, which means it has no opening pace. So it's going to be mid pack, something like that, and then close it out. And you're not that far away from the same numbers that a genuine router would pull. So like everybody's gunning for a sub 23 close, on a router, and you know
Yeah, those are pretty rare.
yeah, they're not. Yeah, so when you're talking 2304, it's already showing you in works. It's got
Huh?
ability to clearly close. The issue is going to be the front side of that, 2255 or whatever, because on how that stacks up and the 4 furlong, basically the racing, the positioning on different distances and stuff like that, to then allow the horse to be in the best position possible to close. Like, how much flexibility do you have instruction wise with the horse? That's really the issue. The close time is there. I would say 100%.
Well, it looks like it starts at that max bet start in a mile push, and then I'm assuming the sweep zone would be a mile and an eighth or a mile and a quarter.
Yeah, I didn't study it all that hard, but I was just where we at? Where we at?
Eliminate a Zen to win. Oh my, it's 107. Good confirms.
Unraced 3-year-old gelding was gelded December 2nd. Looks like a sprinter based on its build. Let's see what it's got. Gelding This one, I'm not so sure. No, if I was shifties, I would look at this a little bit different. You have to, with a horse like this, this horse has to race the meat and potatoes of the card. Has to. Okay. I mean, from based on what I look at, and it's a gelding, right? More of a sprint confirmation, but the works on next match has 13 seconds left. I would say that I would have put the minimum bid a little bit lower to allow the buyer to actually have a safer chance of making its money back on the meat and potatoes part of the card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for 15.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I would look at it like that because if you have 15, 20, something like that, it's, more, it's a safer play because, of where you can race it, for 25, it gets a little bit more riskier, you know what I mean, as far as like, where this horse can be, because if it's stuck in low claimers, it still make $120 in its lifetime, take the entry fees and everything like that. It's more of a harder road, and it's gelding. So you already took that option away from the guy to make that money back. That's kind of the way I would look at it. So Shifty, sometimes I can see, he's got some good horses, he's doing some good things, but sometimes he's a little bit aggressive, which is fair game to him. It's his horse to do that. So
Well, I'm gonna look at 7-6-3-5. 3 minutes left.
Yeah, actually, I was in on this horse early because there's a couple of things I love about it, but then the nondescript work times just kind of turned me off.
which one?
7-6-3-5, the second one out. It's a filly. It's got Man of War Global Trot, generation back. It's got tremendous conforms. However, the work times, those are those kind of times I just don't care for, like 45:05, 108:63. What are you supposed to do with that? It's tough. That doesn't mean it's not good,
Right.
but I mean, and so, but it definitely, well, it's drawing money, and I think it should.
Which drawing
But
money?
I ended up that
Oh, the second one.
7-6-3-5. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm gonna have to see how it goes. I might not be done yet with it, but I don't know if I'm willing to speculate with it. But that's just me. I'm looking for a certain type of an animal. So,
Well, I think this horse is
but
gonna pop 7
there's a
furlongs.
lot to like. The's a lot to like with this horse.
7 furlongs push or stalk, guarantee it.
Current bid is 50,000 on it. It's 104.5 rated. 3-year-old filly ought to probably leave. That's a homebred. Confirmation is solid. Maybe a classic type. I don't know. I didn't look at the numbers.
Where'd you end up going?
Yeah, it's a nice horse, man. I think 7 furlongs. Did you when you looked at the numbers? What'd you see, Dan? I saw 7 furlongs.
Well, this is one of those situations that Bob talks about all the time. This horse might be disguised because with putting the ads on, it might have eliminated what it really wants to do. I would have liked to see a naked work on this one, just to be sure, because once you throw those ads on and it brings that middle, that 45:05, brings that down, that might not be where that one wanted to be. So especially if it's a middle distance horse. But
which one? He must have one of these horses throwing out these ideals, dude. I'm gonna go check that again because I could swear that other horse that had the double ideal had the same sire.
It could be.
Yeah, trashy trot. No, it had the same damn trashy trotter. Maybe it had the same sire too.
Yeah.
You're right though, Bob. The other horse I know was trashy trotter. I looked at it.
Yeah, it's this mare. It's this mare that's throwing ideals. Probably leave. Right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I that's a good buy. It's just I have my eye on other stuff. But yeah, I like that one.
I'm gonna look at 9 lives. I think I actually had this one starred.
9
Yeah,
lives.
definitely had this one starred.
The one before it, the 3-year-old filly, take a look at that. That's on the board for 20,000 minimum bid. That is interesting. Let's see. Another stayer. Another stayer. It's slow. Let's see. Slow starts here. Right. 14, 28. 28 is 5. So 23, 23 on a slow start. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sold on it. I think the confirmations are there. I don't know. I don't know. I want to knock the horse because it's a good looking horse, but it's not.
Oh no, I
I'm
don't.
not seeing the stamina required to bring that thing back on a higher level for 20K, 10K maybe.
Medium long, medium low, medium. It's good confirm.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, it's a stayer. It's just at what level, what class, what level of race is that horse going to run at where that 23-23 doesn't bite it in the ass? Being last, or in the back of the pack. And I don't want to be negative. I hate saying negative shit about anybody's horses. It's just,
I mean, I'll just call
the
it.
20
Well,
again. I think
I'm not so sure it's being negative. I mean, if you listen, you have to have the disclaimer that look, it's just not for me. It's not what I look for. That doesn't mean I'm being negative towards
right.
it. You know what I'm saying? That's simply my opinion, and I have a certain type of thing that I look for. So, but no,
Yeah, yeah,
that's what I'm saying. When I do these things, I never shit on anybody's horses. I refuse to because they all have merit. And
yeah.
you know what? If they're raced at the proper level, they can all make money. It's as simple as that.
Right,
So
exactly. Right, that's the
yeah,
key, and that's why I was
right,
saying about the 20K. It's like
right,
he's aggressive.
yeah.
Where he's putting where he
But I mean,
believes that the work is with the
personally,
farm.
I want to race at the higher levels, and so it just doesn't ring my bell. That's all. But that doesn't mean it's not worthwhile. So
Dash's 3-year-old filly here.
I'll tell you, I wouldn't overlook any of Dash's
Sprinter.
stuff. He's, I'm telling you, I'm really impressed
This is a nice horse. It's a nice
with
sprinter.
how he's doing stuff. Yeah. Now this one here, the conforms turn me off because it's slightly unbalanced.
Yeah, yeah.
But
No, I
that's what
agree.
I'm saying. In the
I agree.
future, we might find that the 1 and the 4, if they're the same thing, maybe that's the shit in some regard. If not racing, maybe breeding or whatever the case
Right.
may be.
Yeah. Yeah. We
We
can't.
just don't know yet.
Yeah, yeah, because people got to be careful not to fall into the whole narrative trap of only looking for longs and stuff like
Hmm.
that. I mean,
Hmm.
there's a reason for all of it, but the build suggests it's not necessarily a straight sprinter, but the work times are definitely more on the sprint side. So you'd have to look at the ads and everything else. But yeah, well, I hear what you're saying.
Well, somebody got that.
Yeah, it's off the board.
Probably see that horse right in the eliminator.
Off the board. Next up, minute 33, Carlton Lodge's Idle Dreams. Sounds ring 3-year-old filly. It has one race, one win. Not sure. It must have been a maiden claimer, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah.
maiden claim in 5,000.
It's tiny. Yeah.
1092.
The one after that, I gave a little bit of a look too. That's Savannah.
This one here
I don't
for
know.
$5. I mean, it's proven it can win a $5 race. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's an easy scoop right there for $5
Sure.
for anybody who wants to race. Whatever that side of the card or whatever. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
Savannah is a 3-year-old filly from Carlton Lodge at El Grand Silver, homebred.
Yep.
5 races,
Solid.
1 win, 4 thirds.
Yeah. Nice horse rating. Solid build.
Yep. It's 4 for
and
5.
decent
5 for 5.
times, you know, who knows?
Yeah, it's cash to check 5 for 5. I mean, what do you? I mean, well, no,
Yeah.
actually, it didn't. How did it not pick up a check for that?
Yeah, it did 5 for 5 lifetime.
It 5 for 5 lifetime, but look here.
But it's all tiny tiny purses. So it's like it hasn't
Oh, it was
hit
a
its stride
3-horse
yet.
field on this one, so it only paid first and second. I was gonna
Ah,
say
there
that.
you go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. That's like, look, what's the price on this one?
15.
15. Claim for 5. Fair play. I
You
mean,
guys talking about that mile and a quarter race? Oh, yeah, it's a
Huh?
4-horse field. Never mind.
Jesus, are we ever going to get to the ones I put bids on? Holy crap.
How this horse beat this horse? Something's not adding up.
I'm telling you, I can't wait to steal that Bobby Dazzler horse for the minimum. I was so hoping that the auction ran and I would grab it for that. Son of a gun.
Oh, it already went off the board. What you're talking about?
No.
Oh,
I was busting Gary's balls. That if the auction went off, I was going to get his at the minimum bid. When I'm sure he's hoping to get more than the minimum, but then I'd have to listen to him. Oh, can you sell it back to me? Because there was no bid. No, you're not getting it back. No way.
Savannah.
Not a chance.
Seconds. I think that's a good. I mean, it's a safe play. $15. You know, it's already proven it can cash checks. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong.
that's
with that.
got good pedigree bloodline too.
Yeah, you got age change. I mean, there's all kinds of shit can go on with this one. You got that. You even got the claiming crown stuff on Friday nights. You got your divisional races. Look, if people are going to keep slamming races and stakes, man, that means that the division races are wide open. You know, they're just wide open. I'd throw every horse into division races before I went into claimers.
Hold on, this Savannah horse is 3, right?
It just turned 3. Yeah.
Okay. I was just making sure it's not 4 now.
No, it's a good buy. I mean, I like it. 2 minutes to Meteor Strike, Carlton Lodge, 3-0 Philly again, homebred at a Climbing Star is the next one up, and that's on for a minimum bid of 10. 7 races, 2 wins, a little bit out of form here of late, actually, in some
I just
while.
named the horse Rhythm and Blues. I just named the horse Rhythm and Blues. That's funny.
There's already one of them.
Medium.
I guess though you can have them from each different track. They can have the same name. I've noticed that quite
I
a
don't
bit.
see any 6 furlong work times here. It's kind of hard to look at. I don't know. I would say hard to pass for me. I think good confidence. Oh, here it is. You get 6 furlong time right here. Yeah, sprinter, confirmation. A little bit confusing. This horse needs to be brought down, guys. This horse is on the board for 10K right now, and I'm just letting you know that these here aren't the ideal races for this horse. So if anybody wants to take a flyer on the 10K, this horse here, I would be moving down into the 7 furlong, 6 furlong range, and I think you're going to find more success than what you have here. Just based off of what I quickly saw, not to discredit anything that any stable's doing, whatever. Just based off of what I see, I understand the longer works and all that kind of stuff, and the times look good and everything. But I'm just gonna base it off of splits and say that the horse has more front end speed and likes to be on that pace style.
Well, never mind the splits. It has 7 races. I mean, we should be able to tell what's up.
Yeah, well, the races were longer.
Well, I got it, but I didn't get it through. I'll check that out, Bob. But I got it because of the pedigree. It's got rhythm.
I wouldn't. I don't pay attention to this. Don't pay attention to that mile and a quarter, mile and 8 stuff, the 149.10. Like, forget all that shit. Throw it out the window. I'm telling you right now, just focusing on the 6 and 7 furlong. That's it.
Okay.
Run that horse 6 and 7 furlong on surface, and then come back to me later on and tell me that it wasn't a good buy.
Excuse me.
Yeah, well, I'll race it, and then if I'm not successful racing it, I mean, it's got Secretariat, Zenyatta, Rhythm, Trillion. It's got all kinds of bloodline pedigree.
Happy New Year, Steve. Happy New Year, Brian.
This is gonna have the same thing, except it's $30.
What's that?
Yep, there it is, Rhythm and Trillion.
Where?
Pedigree
Oh, Rhythm and
bloodline. This
Blues.
horse up Asphora.
So you're saying that the bloodline is
Yeah, got Man of War in it. Yeah. See, I like this bloodline right from the jump. I mean, I don't know, Man of Wars. All these are ranked. All these are ranked breeders. I mean, I
confirmation's
don't
not
know.
good.
I just prefer ranked breeders, and all these are ranked breeders. Man of War, Trillion, Rhythm, they're all ranked breeders.
So it's cash and checks in these maidens. What kind of maidens are these? Are these?
They're cheap.
But where is the? Oh man, something's not
Now
adding up.
the conforms on this one. Listen, these are the typical conforms of the Rhythm and Trillium and so on and so forth. So when you see the good legs, or maybe a good and a very good, that's just the way they run. You should not be put off by that. That's what that bloodline produces. I mean, I've done a bunch of them.
That is the
And
funniest thing that you said that, because I always say with Rhythm and Trillion, it's the exception to the rule.
mm,
What's that?
The legs on these horses that Rhythm and Trillion produce. I think it's Trillion that's doing it, Dan. I don't think it's Rhythm.
okay.
But I'm right there with you. On these horses, good is not as good as, I mean, that's what I'm fine with that. I think $10 I would have
I
spent.
would have liked that horse just for breeding.
Mhm.
Honestly,
$10
They
I
let-
would have snatched that horse
they
up.
let it go.
Yep, let it go. Legacy Power's up now. This is 20K. 3-year-old gelding. No
Mm,
wins. Maiden still open for this.
yeah,
I think
doesn't really do anything for me.
No, I'm not.
no, I mean for it to, I mean, at this point it's race. You can go by the form. I think that the minimum bid would have to be lower to entice on this
Yeah.
one, because you have to take a flyer. Although it has the sprint times, but again, they're racing long though. Look at these 7 mile and 8 mile. I mean, this is not. They're not. This is a 22
Yeah, it's a
13
sprinter.
45 83.
This is a sprinter. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I mean, the problem is, yeah, no. I mean, it's a sprinter. I mean, I think it's a sprinter. Carlton.
The next one coming up that
No,
looks interesting to
confused
me
me. Like, I
is
understand what hold on a second. I understand what Carlton's doing. I mean, the conforms are. It's a little bit misleading with the conforms and then the work time, because it's more. It almost looks like it's more of a classic, confirmation on that one, and then it has the sprint times. All right, what are you saying, Dan?
I was going to skip because we got a couple of geldings, cheap, and
Yeah.
so the next really kind of interesting looking one is Gary's horse, Quality Dude. It's kind of interesting. It's 2 for 3, but in sprinters, those are kind of a crapshoot, and you run into some real good ones in there. But that has that magic number, that 108.50. Can sometimes be a little deceptive. Like people kind of they shy away from it, but that's plenty of speed to win.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
plenty of
looks like
fun.
I don't know if it's been a little unlucky or what the deal is, but it's got solid. If I remember, I got to go back and look one more time. It's got solid conforms. Yeah, with an ideal rear leg. I mean, it's short, medium, high.
It's a
It
sprinter
should be a
build.
good sprinter.
Yeah, the sprinter
Yeah.
build matches the times. It's a sprint build matches the
Yeah.
sprint times.
And you know what? If things go wrong for you, a 108 horse, a 105 horse rating, if things go wrong for you, it's a perfect candidate to geld.
Yeah, it's perfect. It is true.
You know, so that would be the next kind of interesting one that I'm looking at here.
Yeah, quality. The Divatown.
I'm shocked that nobody's touched it for 20K.
Divatown PA bred will sell. It did catch a minimum bid of 10,000 for Dash.
That's good.
The quality dude, the one Dan was just talking about, is still open. Minimum bid is 20,000. It's 3 for 3 in the money, even though the thirds. It's dirt. Preference, high horse rating.
I didn't even look at the pedigree. It might show something there too. Let me take a quick look. Yeah, it's got some Zenyatta back there. That can never hurt. Aurelius Maximus, terrific.
Goldakova.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, that's
yeah, it's got some solid blood in it.
It sure does.
Somebody's gonna get Divatown for a nice little price. I like this horse, man.
Yeah, Divatown's gonna go for 10. Quality dude is open for 20. Any takers?
I like this Divatown for 10.
Where's Lee when you need him?
Eating pancakes. Ay.
Brian likes Divatown too. He says.
Yeah, I mean, everything that we say is just opinions, but I mean, I'm not bull crapping or lying. It's just the way I do things. And I'm not nothing special. It's just, I like to do it. That's how I like to do it. You guys like this quality dude?
Everybody has their own way of doing stuff.
You like this quality dude? I
don't hate it.
No, I think you'd have to look
at
the whole.
to like. Yeah.
You'd have to look at the whole package. Number one, it's a colt. Okay.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two is it actually has the raceable time, the 10850s, which has been proven time again to be added money. Just go ask TNT, who makes bread and butter money off of 10850s. Okay. It's 3 for 3 already in the money. Okay. On these races, whatever you feel about it, the horse finished in third, it's still cashing checks, right? And the confirmation is pretty much matching what its work times would be, and it has a clean pedigree. I think I'm not saying for $20 that this horse is going to go win, the Elite Cup, 5-year-old, 5 furlong sprint championship. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying.
No, but it's a nice little addition to your stable.
Right.
Especially a smaller outfit.
Yeah. Can it win added money? Yes. Can it race?
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Who
knows?
No, maybe you could tweak the ads a little bit.
Look, the division races are added money. The higher end claiming races are. I mean, you can't run claiming crown races with this. You can't throw it in a 50K claimer, not get claimed, and then run it back in the claiming crown race itself that has added money. People got to think, man. There's tons of money on the board here for these types of horses if they're just run correctly. That's the thing. They're not every horse is an EC horse, and that's really not the kind of site we're trying to build.
Yeah, I would have gelded that horse. I can tell you now.
I wouldn't.
And that might be the wrong move, but that could turn.
It would have been. I think that it would have been the wrong move initially because you're still cashing checks and you're something, but let it break its maiden and then see where it goes from there. You know what I mean? Like there's still a lot to figure out about a horse. I mean, sometimes people think that, oh, I'm just going to work this horse 20 times before its first race. I know everything about the horse now after this, even though it's not raced yet. I'm going to race it once or twice. And I now know everything about the horse after 2 races when I've raced it off surface or off distance or with, you don't even know if the jockey match was good enough or whatever. And you're making decisions in 2 races to geld a horse. And I think that is a common mismanagement that we all go through as far as impatience when we're trying to deal with these runners, especially if we breed a lot of horses. We don't give the proper amount of time for all these horses. So in turn, it gives opportunity for other stables, meat and potato stables, small stables to scoop these things up and win some money. And that's what we need. We need a new bottom level or a meat and potato level of stables here to clean this stuff up and run them right back down everybody's throat. Frankly.
Yeah, this horse, big spender, man. It looks like you just fire away at 1.5 miles on this thing.
Big spender from Greco Hold'em. His current bid is 4,000. Steve said something about this horse. He said big spender coming up,
5
and if
for
you want to
9.
run an
I mean,
optional 25 claim races or upper claims, there is a ticket to the horse. So Steve likes this for some better
you can't beat that.
some better races. So it's already won an optional claim or 25,000. So yeah, like this is crazy. This horse is in for $1. Oh well, I mean, scoop that up, baby. Current bid is 5,500.
This horse is
Stayer, it's the Stayer work on it. You see it right there? 2271, 4578, 10879, 2301 close with a Stayer opening 2 furlong. It's already proven that it can win. It's won an allowance and it's won an optional claimer, and it's available
somebody got
for
steal
$5.50. Yeah. $5.50 coming at you.
How far do you want to move ahead?
I don't know, me, dude.
Like, I mean, I don't. It's these horses are they're all $2,000 horses, and they've all got bids on them. The next one that I really find interesting is in 9 minutes is this Perfect Zen, another Gary horse. This is another one that, because of the ads, it might be hiding the way this horse really wants to race. But when you look down through, especially at the pedigree, a couple of generations back, this horse is a monster. Just look at the bloodlines two generations back. And then if you don't want to go that far back, just look at the full production on Zen Boy. I didn't even look at Perfect Lady yet. But look at the average earnings per race of Zen Boy. Oh, Perfect Lady isn't bad either. It's over 10,000. I'm telling you, this one here, I would really give a long look. What did I do? I screwed up.
I must be missing something here. Zen Boy.
Yeah.
Doesn't have. It only has 4 foals.
Let me look again. Apparently, yeah. Yep. Yep. True. But it's got solid conformations. It looks like a sprinter build. So, terrific bloodlines, and unraced. You know, like I said, the only thing I'm not crazy about is the work times. But that's one of those situations you're talking about where the ads hide. Once you add the ad, I would have liked to see a naked time on this one to see what it really wants to do.
Yeah, but the ads, it doesn't have shadow or blinkers on. I mean,
well,
also
you might have tried it.
Yeah, but that 6 furlong shoot. I mean, if you throw shadow roll in there, it could change that 6 furlong shoot.
Hmm.
That's the thing that I would, and I don't know if this 6 furlong time is with the same ads. You know what I mean? Like, is it?
Hmm.
It's not showing it. So I
What do you
don't
mean?
know.
Oh, yeah, it's not showing us 6 furlong work.
Yeah.
And I get nervous
But
because what happens if I throw shadow roll
but
on this thing?
look
and
at
it
look at
turns
the
it?
pedigree. Go back to 2 generations. It's sick.
I'm pretty sure it has these ads on the 6 furlong work. I mean, all these works have BLV. There's no inbreeding. Alma mater. Perfect toy. It's perfect toy, isn't it? Perfect toy.
I don't know.
That perfect toy was nasty, dude. So what's that perfect toy?
I don't know, Dan. I get scared that I add shadow roll and this thing turns into a sprinter.
It's supposed to be a sprinter. It's not going to turn into one. It's just maximizing how good it's going to sprint. I don't think there's any doubt that it's a sprinter.
So then you're thinking what I'm thinking. You add shadow roll in this thing, and it's
I
going
would like to believe that I'm never thinking what you're thinking, but
Okay. Are we on the same page then? If I'm going to assume if I throw shadow roll in this, it's going to turn them 6 furlong time into sprinter time. 22-19, 22-20. It's going to change that.
The ads brought the 2 furlong and the 6 furlong time down. The naked work was 109 flat.
yeah, but what was the middle? What was the 4 for a long time in the
It was
in the 109 flat?
45.22.
Yeah. So you see, a certain ad, whatever it was, brought that down to 45.08, which makes it look kind of not as interesting when in fact, um, you know,
Yeah, because it creates that perception that this
right.
horse has no distance at all to it, or it's limited, right? Because I mean, you bring it down to 40, it changes it. Well, I mean, it changed it. That's a big drop. Are you saying? What are you saying with that? Are you saying that it's a
What I'm saying is, I think the thing that stands out is if you look at the pedigree, just go back a couple generations, you would be hard pressed to match that with any horse. It's just outstanding.
where would you race it?
I started in a maiden. No, you know.
I like the
You have you,
confirmation. I listen.
you,
I like the
yeah.
confirmation for sure. I like
Oh
the
yeah.
pedigree. I like the
Yep.
pedigree for sure. I like the horse rating for sure.
Yep.
The work time. You're right. You might have to look at the ads again.
It's a little nondescript, which those are the ones that I don't like. However, that horse has so much more going for it that, you know, it seems like it would be worthwhile to me. And actually, how long do you have to wait? It's a 3-year-old now. You got to wait 1 season. It might be a terrific breeder. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. I mean, it's gonna run. It's gonna run in some sprint
it's
races.
certainly worth the investment. This is one. This is one I see a bigger stable investing in and taking a shot, speculating.
Yeah. You
Add the
run it at 7
bloodline.
furlongs,
You know, yeah,
6, 7 furlongs, and
sure.
yeah, that's definitely has a nice pedigree and confirmation. That's for sure. And the times are they're not bad by any means. It's just
Yeah, I'm not. I 50. I think is a little too.
what?
Oh, I think it's right on.
Well,
Actually,
Jace, I mean, you chased 108.20s for 6 months. I mean, it's not, right?
yeah.
I
I mean,
did. I did.
so
I
you're
bought everyone
you're
on the
realizing
right
that
offer.
it's not about 108.20. It's not about. I mean, I think it's more about the splits.
I think that horse could be a terrific division horse minimum.
Yeah, I told you
But-
guys I'm just scared of that. I'm scared that left side has nothing on it, and there's something that's going to change this horse. That's what I'm scared of.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can never
there's
change the pedigree.
No shadow roll, and I'm pretty sure shadow roll changes that 6 furlong time.
No, well, you don't know. It could do nothing. But I think Dan's right, though. You can't change the pedigree. You can't change the horse rating. You can't change the confirmation. You can't change what this horse is.
Yep.
I mean, you can manipulate and throw shit all around the horse to get it to run differently.
No, I understand what you guys are saying. I'm saying all this horse would do is confuse me. That's what it would
Okay.
do, because I wouldn't know where
That's
to
what
run.
you didn't say that last time, but now I understand.
That's what I
completely.
mean.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
if I throw shadow roll on this horse and it does something, I'm really going to be confused on what I do with it. And that's what it boils down to. And I don't want to be in that position because I make the wrong choices 9 times out of 10.
No, I don't blame you. I agree.
All right. Well, it's almost gone. The next one, Desirable Empire, is one where I broke one of my cardinal rules and I bid on an unbalanced horse. But there's so much to like about the horse that I put a bid on it. So
I don't understand why you say unbalanced.
well, that's
Short,
something you'll
medium.
pick up. in
Oh, I
time.
see. It's short, medium, medium. I got you.
But a lot of those, I'm telling you, a lot of those race bang up. They really do. I've seen some just giant races that are slightly unbalanced, and that's another thing. You can work on that when it comes to breeding and stuff. But it's got, so we'll see.
Yeah, I never worry about balancing.
We'll see if anybody wants to steal it from me.
LVHF turns into.
All right, it's a perfect Zen went off the board.
What
Looks
happened
like.
here? Wait. Oh, that was relaxed. I was going to say, what the hell? 40, 22, 40, 20. Look at
This next one has Zenyatta and Empire Maker in it, with Citizen Advocate, and that was just too much for me to pass up. So
I like
some
this
of the
one.
biggest horses on the site have come from those bloodlines. So we'll see. Looks like I'm going to get it.
You're gonna get it. I
Yep.
mean,
What's
I don't-
that?
maybe you're not, but that horse,
Desirable Empire,
that's not for me.
unless somebody's waiting in the weeds, but it doesn't. I don't know. It hasn't gone like that today.
No, I think you're getting that horse.
I get it at the minimum.
I got to figure out this under
Love it.
99 series because.
Thank you, Gary. I'm happy to have it.
You get it? 7 seconds, 8 seconds, whatever.
Don't do it. All right, done deal. Happy to have it.
All yours.
Dutton's got one in here for $3.
Yeah, you could skip mine. It's under 99. I don't know what to do with these horses. I got to figure out this. I got to start getting into.
I know what to do with them. I wasn't going to say anything, but did you guys? Well, of course, Bobby did. But did you happen to see what the purses were in the Santa Anita finals and stuff? They were crazy purses for 99s and below.
Is that the series that's under 99?
Yeah. Yeah, which typically I don't even look at. It's just not on my radar. But then I saw the finals yesterday, and the purses were wild. In
When does that thing even start?
That's a good
What?
question.
It starts immediately. I don't know. It runs all season. We actually have Anita Series maidens that are built just for prep races to get them in.
Yeah, I saw the prep race. Yeah.
mean,
Well, I got a whole ton of them, so I'm gonna have to get into it this year. So that's it.
they're just. Let's see. The most annoying thing about, let's see. I mean, the Old Town series, even that
That's
one.
gonna the old time is gonna be completely different this year
Well, I don't even know if we're gonna run it.
with the geldings. Oh, how can you not with that influx of older geldings?
Yeah, but you don't think they're gonna run the 4-year-old card?
Well, okay, they have to run the 4-year-old, but there's a ton of them that got bought before the age change, so now they're
Yeah, but-
5. All of
yeah,
my geldings now are
I got
5.
Yeah,
So
I got a
they're
bunch
all
of
going to
them.
be, yeah, they're all going to be candidates for the old town.
I think a lot of people bought horses that turned 5.
Yeah, there was like $1,200, Foggy, in the Santa Anita Derby series.
I know it was ridiculous.
Not counting the consolation shit.
Yep.
I don't know what Dash is saying. He's saying series is great. I don't know which series. Does he mean the Old Town series?
Oh, we got King of Goshen's got some action.
Who? Sorry, Dutton. I don't know if you were sold or not. I wasn't paying attention.
I didn't.
Aloyas, baby back ribs on the board for 15.
Look at this King of Goshen.
He says any series. Yeah.
Ooh.
Baby back ribs, $15. Don't know nothing about it. It's like 12 races, 1 win. I'm gonna skip over this one for now. Go right to King of Goshen, who has a $40 bid on it already. 3-year-old colt, $113 in earnings. It's been running wildly in stakes races with no relief whatsoever. No relief in class whatsoever. This is like, Love John, but maiden. Although he did kill that maiden, he won the maiden by 5 lengths.
I just don't understand.
Maiden straight. Just skip everything. Just skip all the divisions. Skip the allowances. All that shit. Go right into a G2, and then just get slammed in there for the entire.
You've lost me. Where are you looking?
Star of Goshen or Goshen.
King of Goshen.
Oh, King of Goshen. Okay.
So, yeah, Colt. Builds okay.
I don't understand why.
108, 50 rated, high rated horse. Fresh line. Let's see. Definitely needs some class.
Who did this horse beat? That's it beat Billy. Dude, Blazing Inferno and Billy No Balls. No, I guess that's not that good of a horse, huh?
I wish he had the time on this thing. Am I missing something?
I tell you, I don't for the life of me understand why you would put a horse in the auction and you have all their work times masked. You got them all racing them all at 1.5 miles, so you can't get an idea of what it wants to. I don't even know if this is one of them, but it just occurred to me that happens a lot. It's so counterproductive. If you're looking to sell the horse, show the best times, don't hide them all.
Yeah, I don't know if he's hiding them on purpose or not. I just know that.
No, I'm not even talking about this one.
I just know that it's missing. I mean, the one that I'm looking for is missing. All I'm seeing here is 1.5 mile 3/8. I see the confirmation. It's more of a stayer, but this horse, not even a stayer. It's more of a classic stayer, like an in between. It's a tweener. But the issue is, again, I need to see.
I'm just confused why he only went back to 1 mile 3/8 one time.
I'm just confused why it slammed into stakes the entire time. I think this horse needs class relief, cash and checks. That's what I think.
Yeah, that could be too. Yeah, and I think the longer the better. It's 1.5 miles works are pretty good.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't really.
Pretty terrific.
I haven't really studied that much, but
yeah, no, they're real solid like that. But
I'd bring it back down into a D division and let it win $40 real quick. Like that current bid of 40, you'll win that right away in a D division or something like that, C division. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
agreed.
Go get a couple wins in your division races, make your money back, plus with double your money, and then go do whatever the hell you want to do. And then you still got breeding, yada yada yada. It's a 108 rated horse with a decent build. So what can you say? Anyway, it has a new home apparently.
We've got a few Aloya geldings. If you want to spend time on them, they all, well, no, not all of them, but a couple have bids on them. The next notable big one is another Bobby Dazzler horse. This Love Stuff is, it just looks like it could be a giant. However, you know, at 250, it kind of limits the stables that are going to bid on it. This might have been one. Listen, I don't want to tell anybody their business. I know he's listening too, but Gary, this one here, this is one you might have wanted to start at 75K and to generate some interest, because this is just a giant horse. But I don't know if you're going to get it 250. I'm rooting for you. I hope you do. But
now I want at least one stakes race out of this horse before I pay 250 for it.
Yeah, well, I saw all I needed to with that 99. And at 6 furlongs, and they destroyed a solid maiden field.
You can't win.
And it's got everything. It's got everything going for it. Conforms are good. Pedigree is great.
It's hard to win a blue blood maiden.
Yep. Sure
They're not regular maiden races. They're hard.
Oh, was that a blue blood? It just showed up as a maiden special.
No, it's a blue blood.
It was a blue blood?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, even better. I mean,
it's hard to
crazy.
win that race. I mean, I get it. I get the first race thing. I get the freshness. I get all that stuff. I know, Jason, what you're saying is not incorrect either. You want more confirmation.
And he wired them. You know, that's hard. That's hard to do.
Yeah. So for 250, yeah, I agree, Dan. You started out at 75, 100. You get a lot more interest in it. See what happens. You know, Jason's correct in what he's saying, which is saying, hey, for his taste and his like.
But, you know, to his credit, he's probably happy to race it. You know, why wouldn't you be? So if he doesn't sell it, he's got a hell of a racer. I mean, I don't blame him. I'm just saying, if you really wanted to sell it, it might have been a little better strategy to put it to generate interest. But
actually, I got a question. I got a question for Gary. Is this a Christmas horse? Is this a Digital Downs a Santa breed voucher horse? Because maybe we should have had some type of Santa name for that one.
Yep. No, everything you say is true, Gary. I understand it's a colt. It's you know, yeah, and you're not bothered if it sells. That's what I said. Why wouldn't you want to race it? It's a great horse to race.
This is crazy. Now I'm not bothered also. I had nowhere to race it. Are you kidding me, dude? There's 8,000 races on here. You have nowhere to race it. That's the stuff that drives me crazy. Nowhere to race it. It's got one win. You can race it anywhere.
I mean,
he said it was a homebred, not the Christmas one.
Yeah, my taste. I just would like to see a graded race and see how these numbers play out. That's all.
Oh, there's Lee. Lee makes an appearance.
He said it's Xmas. It was the Xmas voucher was sales ring stuff. Was it? I didn't know that. Lee makes his appearance over here.
I think this is the horse he said I need to buy that's going to win no, it can't. This can't be the one. It's got a race.
What's that?
We were shooting about the Eliminator.
This dash horse got some bids. Just 3 minutes on it. Just 142,470 at DD Zevo. Current bid now is 8,500. So we'll check it out because it did get some bids to it. Yeah, sprinter type. I think 7 furlongs.
I just somehow have a feeling somebody's going to gobble that horse up at the last minute.
Good buy here, 8,500 for this one here. You got a 108.45 horse for 8,500. That's a good play for somebody. Love Stuff's up next for 250. I don't know. I see all sides of the coin. I mean, I see keeping it to race.
Absolutely.
So get what you want. I see.
Yep. I agree.
I see it curb stomping a very hard blue blood maiden. All you have to do is look at the race rating was 112. That's nothing to sneeze at. The race rating itself was difficult. Sprint 3-hole, no problem. Confirmation is more on, I would say, sprinter side of things. Pedigree has perfect toy in it. Empire Maker, Ruffians, and Yada, Alma Mater,
It's
Frankel.
crazy. Yeah, Empire Maker, I think is yeah. It's just it's a terrific horse. There's just no other way around it.
Yeah, confirmation. So
Yep.
you have options. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah, I get I get the price. I just it's
And I know how much you don't care for going from maidens right in. This is a horse that can go right into the sprint.
yeah, but see, I wouldn't even do that. See, to me, look, if I bought it for $250, I mean, if I spend $250 on this horse, I'm going right to the Belmont reveal. I'm going to win another $100 and something dollars.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make
Well, I
half
agree.
my money back on one allowance race before I start diving into the deep end with all the freaking sharks.
No, I agree.
You know, and some could even say, why stop there? Why don't you just go clean up the divisions, win all your money back, and then
Well, all right. Now there we run into. Now we start to get into the perception part of it. You know, the horses only have so many races.
You hit the nail on
And
the head.
do you really want to waste
Perception.
wins on a D and a C and so on?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. It's perception, because there's no. I mean, it's You could then, even what you say is true, even if there's any truth to the perception, if you went and ran it into straight into stakes races, you're gonna have a much harder time to win.
It's true enough. Yeah.
Okay. So you may not win any money back. And
That's
then if
true
your perception,
too. But isn't that always the risk you take? I mean,
that's the point. It's just strategy, because if you go that direction and win nothing, and if your perception still holds true, and then you have no races left, then you got nothing, and nothing of nothing is still nothing. But
all right, but if you don't win the stakes race, you give it a couple of tries and you always have the divisions as your fallback to try to get some money back. I'm not saying so. Why go in and waste races on divisions before you've tried it at what it could possibly
No,
be?
I think it should earn its way in and prove its way in, is what I think. Because if a G1 costs $22 or $20 to enter, and a Belmont reveal cost $10, to enter, because it's a special allowance race or whatever it may be, for, let's say, a $200 purse, maybe you win $100 for a $10 entry, or you can go the entry route of a D division, which is $4 whatever, compared to 20.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I added it to my watch list because I'm really interested. I'm intrigued with this horse.
Yeah, I mean,
this is just the kind of horse I love to usually get, but I have my eye on a couple others.
Yeah, well, there's only 4 or 5 people there's only maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 people that would buy that. So
I kind of agree with you guys, but if I buy this for $250, it's going into a minimal grade 3 race. That'll tell me exactly whether
it won't tell you it won't tell you anything about like that. I mean, that's not how this game works, man. You just don't. I mean, I think if you're going to throw it into a grade 2, right? And then most likely
grade 3,
whatever. But then if you go back and check, everybody says one thing, they do another. Go back and check and see, okay, well, did I run it off surface? Did I run it to ideal distance? There's no whatever, and the next thing you know, you enter it because you have no patience into a G2 off its, ideal stuff. It gets spanked, and then you're questioning your purchase. Then it messes you all up. Then you have to start up. I mean, I've seen this 9 out of 10 times with horses.
And here's something that none of us mentioned. It won that race like it won it off surface. It wasn't even its preferred surface, and it won like that. I'm telling you, this is a monster. I can't believe nobody's picked it up.
The funny thing is, you don't know which one is a monster, right?
Well, that's true, yeah.
Until you see it, and it could be. You never know. You never know.
You're right, but I mean, all indications are so.
I don't know. If I pay 75, I'm throwing in the D division. See what it does there. Then I'll move to the
75. I'd make hamburger out of it if it doesn't work. I'm not worried about that. I'm looking for top level.
Yeah, well, Gary will get a chance to run. I think.
Yeah.
I just think, it was nice all the way around. It's just
It's a limited field of
yeah.
of
I
people
don't
that
I
want to do
don't
it.
I think I don't mind. I guess I would say is, if you're a bigger player and you have the access and you're willing to take on a challenge, and that's a good buy at 250. There's a lot of, like, for what Jason is saying, there's a lot there
Mm.
these days, and I kind of agree. Like, I like big money prices for proven horses. 500,
Mhm.
600, right? Because they've been doing it.
Yeah.
Um
You would have sell, look, I sold Fifi. I mean, it's a proven horse, whether you like it or not. It just beat the best horses on the site, and I didn't even test that horse at a mile and 3/8, and I'm almost positive a mile and 3/8 is a sweet zone because I had it on push in that race.
yeah, I,
Okay?
I don't know. I don't know if I would. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I mean, I don't put Fifi in that category of those other ones.
Well, I saw you look at it, and you saw the same thing I saw. You saw
Yeah,
that
no,
race
I
at the
like the
bottom.
horse. I mean, I'm just saying, you can have a
I had to
great
tongue tie that horse, and it made a difference. I'm telling you now.
you can have a great horse,
Well,
but
plus,
there's no
it had the Man of War
yeah, you can have a great
background
horse,
too. I
but
mean,
there's
you know,
only so many monster horses. Um, and those other ones are monsters. Uh, well, we'll see. I mean, it's got a good track record. I mean, it's 6 of 8 in the money of $727. You can't knock Fifi. Fifi's got the goods. So I'm a fan.
Just don't understand.
Um,
I'm looking at he. I was looking. I'm looking down the list here.
Anybody like anything coming up?
Well, let me talk about my horse for a minute. Look, just look at the bloodline pedigree, man. That's all you gotta do.
Global chick.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
It's a 4-year-old at a global man of war. Only one race.
It's got the trot and the war in it. Man of war
Well,
and global trot.
my first question is, why isn't this horse been raced?
I did race it.
No, you didn't. You raced it one time. This is the problem that I run into all the time, which is, you trying to get people to race the card and stuff. You got one race. It's 4 years old. Its only race was August 13th. It finished second, and then it's been parked ever since.
If it doesn't sell, it's going probably into the eliminator.
For
I mean, I
the
put these on there because I got, I have them. So I'm just look. You guys might think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you that global track, that Man of War bloodline is puts out bangers. I don't care what anybody. It's going to do it again. I just did it again. So I'm just doing this now because whether I race this or not or leave it sit, I guarantee this. It's going to be more than $30 next time you see this horse. I just want everybody to get an opportunity to get that bloodline going. I
yeah, no,
mean, you
look,
can race these. You're right, Bob. I mean, look at the Titanium Lady. It's, knowing me, I probably got something wrong with her. That's the truth. The ads or something are probably wrong. I guarantee the ads are wrong. You want to know if you want to know when I don't know what I'm doing with a horse, look at its race history. When you see them ads changing, that means I have no idea what to do with this horse. That's what's going on there. That's it. And I admit it. I have no idea what ads to use for this horse. No clue.
yeah. I mean, I like the bloodline. I like the Man of War line. I like it through Global Man of War. I mean, even Global Man of War, his full stats are solid. Average winning distance is 9 furlongs. It has 39. It has 45 foals. Okay. I think the key thing here for people to look at is not so much the stakes wins, but like it depends on how you want to read this data. It's 45 foals. It Out of the 45 foals, 31 actually raced. So we have 14 that never made it to the track. Some of them could be 2-year-olds that haven't raced yet. And out of the 31 that did start, 15 of them actually won a race. 8 of those 15 that won a race were repeat winners, and 4 of them were stakes winners, and 3 of them were grade 6 winners. So it's a
And you
decent
had,
line.
and honestly, you had idiot running the horse because I mean, I was. These horses are from back. You know, they're like you said on the thing. You know, the last 4 months have been different for me. Before that, man, I was lost, man. I mean, go look at Titanium Lady. You can tell I'm still lost on this horse. Just look at the race history. This is probably a really good horse to race, and I'm lost with it. I'm 100% sure I'm lost with this horse. That's why I didn't race it. I can tell you, Titanium Lady, 100% sure I don't know what to do with bags and equipment.
Well, here's what I would say. Regardless of how they race or whatever, if I had money to burn, I'd gobble them all up for the bloodline. Because 1 out of the 4 is probably gonna be a monster in the barn, and so. And there's probably 3 or 4 top quality guaranteed. Well, you love to throw around the word guaranteed, but let's not say guaranteed, but top prospects. There's only 3 or 4. There's a Trillion, Rhythm, Man of War, and I can't even think of the 4th one. So
Trot's up there, man.
Global Trot. Yep, there's one. Yeah, absolutely. I'm a fan of Aurelius Maximus, but it probably doesn't even belong in that group. But when you have such a limited group of those blue ribbon type horses, I mean, it's just, that you can count on. You just know that that's going to improve your breeding barn. So and you figure if they go to even at a 25% hit rate, so at 30,000, that's 120,000. I mean, one of their horses, your two of their foals could get you your money back. And for God's sakes, you're talking about 10 breeds or 30 breeds, 45 breeds. It's a can't miss proposition, it seems to me. Strictly, and that's if they never hit the track. I mean, people that are planning on staying in this game need to have a long-term goal. Okay, you need to set up for 2 seasons out, for 3 seasons out.
Because it's much more cost efficient to home breed.
Of course it is. So
plus your result. I mean, your results will probably be better. I mean, look, you buy one of these today, you breed it today, and I guarantee you're going to get horses that you're going to run in the eliminator. It's a fact. These horses don't produce sprinters. Period. They don't. They just don't do it. It doesn't happen. You don't get sprinters out of this bloodline. It's not gonna happen.
These guys are killing me, dude.
Maybe I did put him in for too much.
I don't know. I think the thing is that it just depends. There's people that you're looking for. I don't know. I don't think it's too much, but they're
close. I mean, he's
close.
on Global Mare coming up. He's got a bid on that. So they're close.
That's fair. That's fair. I would say
Yeah.
LaFlèche would be. I think that maybe you put them in for 30,000 or 20, each, and that maybe those go. People got to run those. I mean, the line is good. It's just.
Yeah, I might have put some of these in for too much.
It's not. Well, I mean, you see value in it. What people think might pay. I mean, the thing is that it depends. If you're looking to actually move them and generate some revenue, then you have to then factor that into the opening minimum bid price to allow shit to cook and simmer. You know what I mean?
Well, if the LaFlèche doesn't go, let me just say, I'll accept offers lower than what I have it in for. So, send offers if you're listening.
And if you guys will indulge me for a second, we have to realize that this auction is absolutely unique because every single work time that you've seen in here has changed last night. So there has been an age change, and there isn't a single updated work on any of these sources. So there's a little bit of, you got to be a little bit careful, which could hold prices down a little bit, because just because that horse ran 108.45 2 nights ago doesn't mean it's doing that now. Some horses do go backwards, some go forward, but it's a little bit of a tricky proposition. This auction only. But it is what it is, as Gary likes to say. Yeah. So that's something that probably, I give a little bit of consideration to it, but listen, it's a 50-50 proposition. They either go up or they go down. They're not going to go significantly either way, so it's worth taking a shot. But that should be a consideration in this too. So, for what it's worth.
Now this has got that Mystic Princess. I think that's yeah, Parlo's behind Mystic Princess, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
That's that other breeder I like, Parlo.
Yeah, that's one of Lee's favorites too. He likes that.
Barlow's got 84 starters, 37 stakes winners.
Yeah, monster.
A lot of stakes winners in the background. The Global Man of War. That's got to be about out of breed soon, I think. Yeah, it's out. The Global Man of War is done.
Yeah, no, I finished it last night. Yeah, I finished it last night.
All right, so that one went off the board for 35. Wando Stables has a horse in here.
I think I looked at this horse too.
Jita Router. It's a 4-year-old. Was clean from TNT for $5.
But so there's an interesting thing. Why on earth you claimed it for $5? It's now a 4-year-old filly, which is breed eligible. Why on earth would you sell it for $5? You could sell the breeds for $5 a piece. Or why not just keep it in your barn as a breeder? And I haven't even looked at the pedigree or the
Right. I
conforms
mean,
or
yeah, I
anything.
get what you're saying. Even if you're just trying to get started, maybe your own line, see what happens.
Yeah.
My guess, and I could be completely wrong, would be that Wando Stables, being a new stable, doesn't really have a whole hell of a lot as far as a breeding barn.
Exactly. But that's exactly my point. So he would have one now. Let's look. Let me look a little closer at this one. If it conformations, so it's slightly unbalanced. It doesn't have great legs, but you know what? It's still a breeder. It doesn't mean it can't spit out a useful horse.
Right. It's about matching up.
Yeah.
Matching up with
It's
something.
got Zenyatta blood. Never a bad thing.
No, that's never a bad thing.
So I mean, I don't know. I would have probably counseled him to hang out to that and take a few shots in the barn. Well, he's going to anyway, it looks like. So
yeah. Next up is Star and Roll, 2 minutes out. It's a 4-year-old colt. Carlton's unloading. 106.5 rated horse. Looks like a without even looking at a work time, I'm guessing it's going to be a classic type horse. Spending the mid this 10 to 15K claim in the area. Hasn't really found much success. Does have 3 wins, but it hasn't won in some time.
let's look ahead then. Military Gambler. I was on this horse for the minimum. I backed off because I have a couple of other irons in the fire. But here's a perfect example. Rhythm Trillium Blood. It has the classic legs, good and very good, but not a bad thing because they all do. But here's one, just terrific bloodline. for 50. I mean, it's a colt, so you can get, who knows how much you could get for the breeds to this with that bloodline in there.
Rhythm Trillion, grandfather, grandmother.
Yep. And the mare is not terrible. It has a 6,900 per average earning. Not terrible.
Actually has Holy Bull, Southern Classic, and By
Yeah.
Color.
Yep.
Mare side.
Yep.
Rose Petal. That was a nice horse. That was a Thanksgiving horse 4 seasons ago or something. Curlin. There's no inbreeding here, right? No inbreeding. Not bad. Let's check Jewel as a breeder. Average earnings per race per offspring is 18,000.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Average earnings per offspring is $104.
Crazy. That's one thing you can count on from that bloodline, man. They produce earners.
Yeah, it's a router. 32 foals. 32 foals born. 31 of them are winners. No, 31. So 32 foals. 25 of starters. 13 of them are winners. 6 repeat winners. 3 stakes winners. 1 graded stakes winner. So they're definitely winners. I don't know which one hit the graded thing. It's average winning distance is over 9 furlong. Over $3 million in full earn.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on 32 foals. So it's still got a whole season of breeding yet.
What horse you guys looking at?
Military Gambler. So I guess basically what we're saying here is from a Military Gambler standpoint, 37 seconds on this one. Is that we're Dan, you're saying you're looking at this as a sire to kick off your shed?
Oh, absolutely. I already have 10 of them from that
Right.
bloodline, so it's not what I'm looking for. But I can't believe somebody else hasn't grabbed. Well, they are. Somebody grabbed it. So, and hardly without a whimper, cost them 5,500 over the minimum. So that's a great buy.
There's gonna be like no races.
I got it. I think I got it.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I think I got that one. I bought Military Gambler, Dan.
Good.
I love that. That's exactly what you just said. I might race it though a couple times. I'm not just going to straight breed it.
Of course, it's what I said. What do you think? I talk out of my ass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was holding my breath. I'm like, no, nobody did. Leave me alone.
I must not have talked it up good enough.
Get a bunch here that'll go.
Look at Hard Thunder. Look at the money that gelding drew. Johnny's horse.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
The 4-year-old now, $600 in winnings.
Well, 4-year-olds are going to have some value now.
Yeah, stakes winner.
With the expanded 4-year-old platform. Now they're not just throwaways anymore. You got a solid 4-year-old. It's time to make some money.
Yeah, that's not a bad buy. I mean, it's almost like ridiculous that it was in for $1, but
oh yeah.
Oh well. Roy's got something.
Hey, thanks, Poncho.
Was Poncho in your house?
Nah, he made an offer on a global horse. I wish he was in my house. I'd ask him a million. He would want to leave when he got here. I'd be asking him a million questions.
Yeah, Poncho.
He's
go through
building
a lot more
himself. He's
content.
building himself right back up. I've seen this art show horse before in races. Let me see. I know I have. Yep.
It was in one of the finals. John's just dumping horses, apparently.
Mm.
To each its own, I guess.
It's not a bad horse either. For $13. There's somebody's been 13. I hope that's a new stable. I mean,
What?
that on that art show, you're going to get back your money. There's no doubt in my mind. And then some. Just throw it in a D division race.
The only thing that bothers me about the early season is that the racing is so light because everybody's messing around with their horses. They're not entering horses.
My whole stable's entered, literally, except for
Yeah, no, there's like
my new everything I bred new. Almost. I got to test a bunch of them.
where's Lee at? I need someone to take over the thing for like a little bit. I gotta go check my food. I'm cooking a pig roast upstairs.
Yeah, that's why I kind of came on. I mean, one of the reasons, because I figured you didn't want to, you didn't want to hang in here all day and stuff like that.
Yeah, someone else would have to talk about the thing, but I can't. It's on my screen.
Oh, what do you just take? What do I just take over? Is that it? Present. If I hit present, what's that do?
Nothing.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it shares your screen. You have to choose what thing to share, but you share. You have to be careful because you don't want to share the wrong shit. Anything else on here, Danny? Like, so we got.
I need a bathroom break. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, why don't we take a 5-minute recess real quick?
yeah, or just you can't just leave it on.
Yeah, I can leave it on.
I mean, I'm here.
No, I can leave it on, but the page isn't gonna
Oh, refresh. I see what you're
Right.
saying.
I'm gonna leave it on. Just
Well, I can refresh on my end. It's just it'll be the time will be off. That's all.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad somebody's getting this horse. The art show. There's confirmed. Let's see this horse. No notes. I don't know. All these horses you can't go wrong with from Greco Hold'em. I mean, just drop them down in class. I mean, you might not have to do that, but you just drop them down in class. And you're gonna get way more than your money back. $13 is a joke. I'm just wondering why I'm not bidding on these horses. Confirmed. It's not even. That's like $1.50. $1.50. Put in a 15 claimer. It's like that's crazy. It's definitely worth $1.50. Colonel Jessup. Let's see. 9 of 14 in the money. Let's see. All stakes races. Oh wait, no, it's D division. 5 furlong D division, then went to stakes. This looks like one of my horses. Grade 2, grade 1, grade 3. Look at 122.97. 122.99. Wow. And hold on, what do we got here? A 1 hole and a 6 hole. We definitely can't do nothing with the outside, right? So that's what happened to this horse. So this horse, you go 5 furlongs again, and you get that 1 hole, 2 hole. I mean, it's going to change. It'll be back to form. That's how you bring a horse back to form. I mean, you can't guarantee that because you don't know what draw you're going to get. But it does. This horse definitely does not prefer an outside draw on 5 furlongs. 6 furlongs a little bit different. Yeah, let me see this horse.
Curtains are hung half-assed. Curtains are hung half-assed. Screw the rest of it in. Do it tomorrow.
You back, Dan?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, Greco's got some really good horses in here, man. For the price, I mean,
Yeah, for the right stable, I agree.
I mean, it's all there too. It's like C division, D division. Look at this. Both first places, 4 hole, 5 hole, 6 furlongs.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
Holy shit.
I think the instructions matter more than anything. When you race this horse.
Burned after that.
Yeah, they usually do.
A little bit of burning butthole. A little bit of butthole burn.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I can't let this go. I look. Save it, sure. I'll spend $2 on this horse. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I mean, I just don't. Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand. See, I'm not Dan. That top line and underline, I'm not scared of that. I'm scared of it when you say it doesn't add up. But this being short, medium doesn't scare me. I mean, I've seen successful and had successful horses that have the same that are the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they can race. But this is where okay, it's not even a leap of faith, all right? I've been told by admin that you want to have a certain setup in the conforms, and if you don't, they're unbalanced and it's less desirable. So I take him at his word that that's the way it is. Like I said, I know some of them can race. I've seen it. But, when I'm looking at a horse overall, I'm going to want it to make sense as far as that goes. Right or wrong. Like I say, I'm only going by what I was told by he who knows. So,
Yeah.
but
I
I
didn't look this
certainly
girl.
get it. If there's something else, that you want to you want to try it, I have no problem with that.
I don't know if I got.
However, I like the next horse better than I did that one. Of course, it's a lot more money, but
I don't even know if I got Hard Thunder.
this Colonel Jessup is a pretty nice horse.
Yeah,
It went through the qualifiers like butter. It's got big earnings. I know the Liam horses are generally good. I don't know that much about that bloodline, but that would seem to me proven. And it went through as a 3-year-old, so chances are it's going to get a little bump now that it moved to 4. I like that horse. I think it's a good one.
Yeah, like you know how we were talking about Gary's horse.
hmm
Like this is what I was referring to when I said that. This horse here, Milky Way, right?
hmm
So when I look at the race history, right, I'm seeing all these graded races. So I definitely know I'm racing this in grade 3s, right? But I'm
hmm
not sure it goes past that. Like, and
Yeah,
that's, you know
I'll
what I
go along
mean?
with that. Yeah.
I wouldn't race it in G3 at all.
There's never again. Oh man, I didn't look at this horse. Never again. Did you take a look at that one?
I mean, the horse is underwater in graded stakes racing. I don't know why you would. I mean, I think that I would definitely. I think the horse is worth buying 100%. That Milky Way. I just don't think. I don't think there's any need to run it. I think I just run the card, man. You'd have a better chance of making money.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in getting them back in the form now, though.
How are you going to get it back in form? Continuing to run it in the same high class races when it's shown that it can't get back in form. I mean, how much you're throwing more money after bad money?
I don't know. Like this horse I'm looking at now. What is it? Never again. You know, it's got a grade 1 win in a mile and 1/8, a grade 3 win in a mile. I mean, I'm looking at that and I'm looking up from there.
Yeah, but the last one wasn't like this one. This one's different, and it's a colt. And
I'm looking at 2-hole, a 7-hole.
what's that mean? I mean, the longer.
I mean, I'm looking at this 1128 race and I'm looking at an 11-hole. Well, no wonder it didn't do nothing, especially if they had it on the same instructions.
No, that's not that. The fact that it was an 11 hole had nothing to do with the fact that horse finished 7th. As far as like is what on the scale that you're talking about is that do gates matter? Yes, but not to the scale that losing or finishing 7th by 2 lengths. That has, that's especially the more you add distance to it. And I can see, if you're in a 5 furlong, you have less surface to travel, right? But a mile and an 1/8, that has nothing to do with the gate at all. None.
Yeah, but what if this person races it the same instructions as this mile and 1/8 grade 1 down here, and it caught the 11 hole?
But Jason, that's a different conversation, right? I mean, the premise that you started out was what does that the gate? No wonder why, right? So instruction, I will agree with you on. I'm just saying the gates itself aren't the reason. How people plan, strategize in gates, that's a different conversation, and I can agree with you there.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just confusing. What I mean to say is,
no, I know exactly what you said.
I think this person raced this horse at the same instructions on 1128 as they did in that grade 1 race, and that could have been a difference between 4th and 7th. That's all I'm saying.
No, I don't disagree with that. I'm saying is the way you opened it up was basically just saying that the gate was the issue.
Oh.
So, but then again, you can have the same instruction, gate per gate, whatever, because it all really depends also on what the competition inside of you is doing and what their instructions are, because all the horses inside of you in that race compared to aren't the same either. Nor are the jockeys, nor are the instructions. So, that's a big part of what we do. I mean, the strategy part of it is huge.
Yeah, I mean, I've only seen a few horses that can go any gate, that can draw any gate position and be successful. I've literally only saw a few.
The more distance you have, all of them can. It doesn't matter. I mean, a mile and 1/8, the gates really don't matter at all. Like if you have some type of put it this way: if you have 5 furlongs, just like in real life, I don't care what track you go to, you go 5 furlongs, you go gates. Everybody has a preferred gate of what they want to do, right? Everybody has their own strategy. You know, if I'm in an 8-horse race at a real racetrack and I have a horse in outside here in a 5 furlongs, you know, the jockey and the trainer got to figure out what the strategy is based on. Are they going to go for lead? They're going to tuck in, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's no different here. The issue though is as you get more distance, it becomes less relevant as far as, like, you know, the impact of the gate itself is less relevant than it is at 5 furlongs. And that's normal. That's natural. So it's not any horse can win from any gate, especially as you move further away. That's true to begin with. Then if as you move along with distance, it pretty makes the gate stuff irrelevant. It may make your strategy change based off of where you want to be in the race as the race is unfolding, but it has nothing to do with a horse being able to either run or not run based on whatever gate they get. That I will 100% guarantee. It's all strategy based off of your competition and the setup of the race is how that plays out. Because maybe you don't want to be in front, maybe you don't want to be in the back, maybe you are hoping to take a shot at the rail. So, you know, there's just many different strategies to it. It has less to do with a horse in particular not being able to win from a gate.
You know, at some point, it might be worth having a podcast just about that subject, because there are a lot of things that I'd love to discuss with you relative to that
Well,
post-positional stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Now, Dash, I spoke to Dash. Well, I didn't speak to Dash. We were messaging back and forth, and Dash had some ideas, and he threw at me, which one of them I really liked a lot. Okay, and what he was saying was for me to do a podcast on gates, right? Because look, in particular for specific type races, no one wants me sharing my opinion. No one would like it if you guys were all in a big championship race and one of the guys would message me out of the blue for like help. I don't do that stuff. I'm not gonna. That's not. That's. I have no desire to help anybody in that fashion. What Dash was saying more from a global standpoint, which is if you did a podcast with all the gates, let's say 10 gates at a certain distance, and you had I controlled all the horses. So I'm not reviewing other people's races. I'm setting up my own races specific for the podcast to show you the difference of the gates and instructions per gate and how the horses move and how they do all that kind of stuff. I like the idea. I just don't know to what extent of the detail I should get into. But you know, you could line up the same 10 horses, show how the horses move and how they break out of the gate, where they go, then switch the gates up. You have instructions. You could do a lot on it, you know, just to show the difference in each one of these things. Now, what were you talking about more specifically? Do you have
Me?
Yeah. Is it in that line or something else?
It's along that line. It's just that I feel as though it's a tiny bit misleading to say that the posts make no difference the longer you go out. And the reason is there are certain specific variables that you can't overcome. So to say that is not exactly correct, it would
Yeah.
seem
Well,
to
what
me.
variables
For
can't you
instance,
overcome?
all right. Oh, okay. So, all right. Well, first of all, there's the basic physics of it. Okay, a horse. If you have two equal horses, absolutely equal in ability, the horse that draws outside of the other one can never win. Now that okay, but okay, now we have to drill down into the specific abilities and so on. Now,
Well, why
so
couldn't they
let's say,
win?
well, hold on, let me
What?
finish the thought, and then you can say what you want. Now, for instance, you take those same two horses. If the better of the two horses is on the outside, okay, then that is a bit of an equalizer. Now, but go back to the thing where you have two equal horses. Now, let's say I have a horse that runs 1.25 miles on push. That's its best setup. But I draw the 8 hole. My only choice is to drop back in the instructions to a lesser favorable race or time to try to overcome the outside post, which is folly because it can't ever. How can I ever hope to overcome the post position if my horse isn't versatile enough where I can drop it back to steady or something? Now, if your horse races best at 1.25 miles on steady, okay, now you have a little bit of leeway where if you want to try to get to the lead, you can push, or if you want to drop back, you can go to close. All right, but if you don't have that option and your horse races its best race on push, you're pretty much dead from out there. Now,
Yeah.
of course, there are variables. How are the horses inside of you going to settle in? How are you going to be able to get your push instruction? Because it's been noted that the first three that go push, they get the push from the inside, and the other ones have to settle for whatever's left over.
No, that's not true though,
So,
because that's
well,
not
that's
true.
basically how you explained it.
Well, no, it's based off of it. That's based off of pure splits and speed. I mean, if you got a slow ass horse in gate 1, I don't care if he pushes or not. The horse that could be on relax on the outside can pass them all because he is much faster horse,
Well, of
even on
course,
relax.
of
So,
course.
right. So,
But
and
you have to start the conversation with some sort of a baseline, a control. So you have to start with, let's assume we have two horses of exactly equal ability.
right,
All
and
right.
that point
The
alone,
horse on the outside can never win.
that's completely incorrect because there's so many
Physics
other
tell
factors.
me,
Let
no,
me ask you,
science and
ask-
physics tell me that it's 100%
exactly. You
correct.
listen. You ever watch a bicycle race? Do you think that the leader of the bicycle race usually wins? He doesn't.
No, it's
Even
the
if
more
he's the best.
versatile. If he's more
No,
versatile,
no. Even if he's the best
affect
horse,
this.
even if he's the best bicyclist, he doesn't win.
Yep.
Because you can't. He's the one that's cutting the wind. He's the one with the drag. He's the one with all these different things. That's a deal with that.
Yes, and that's for the further drill down. That's what I'm saying. But you have to
I'm just saying.
start with certain premises,
No, the
and then
premise.
you can
You
build on
can't.
that.
But Dan, you can't start from an incorrect premise. The incorrect premise being that a slightly inferior horse on the outside can't overcome the better horse that's on the inside purely based off of gates, which is incorrect. So
All
that
things
that
no.
premise is
All
incorrect.
things being equal, it is exactly correct. It can't be any other way, because the outside horse simply has to travel more distance than the inside horse.
No, it only has to travel. The only way it's traveling more distance is if it's running 8 wide the entire way around the track. I mean, it's less distance as it pops in. If the horse in the front also falls back, then maybe that one's also traveling less distance if it has to come back around a turn or any of those kind of things from the outside.
Yes.
There's so many other factors involved.
Yes, there are. I understand that.
In a race, it has not. The gate is like the least amount of any impact in any one of these races. It really is.
That could also be true. I'm not arguing with any
No,
of that.
because you can win from any gate. The more distance you have,
A
the
horse
less.
that has the talent can win. Now, a lot of this has to do with placement as
No.
well.
Oh, all of it's class related. I mean, if you
Right,
put
right.
3 dogs, 10, 8 dogs
Correct.
in a race and one superstar, then yeah, I mean, I get that.
Yeah, but we're assuming that if you have a championship race, that the 8 horses are going to be very, very similar in ability. All right, and so that's where what I'm saying is that's where the physics of the whole thing comes in. Now, if there are things that can override that, I see that. But like I said, what if you have a single dimensional horse? All it can race is on push. Okay, you put that same horse outside, and it has to be dead because your only choice is to back off on its prime instruction, which causes a problem. Inherently, it has to cause a problem. You're asking your horse to race slower, and
I'm not,
then win.
but I don't know why. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if you need to even do that, right? So if your horse naturally likes to run on push and that's where it needs to be, then you push the horse out, right? What's
Right.
going to happen to the horse? Here's the thing: if the horse needs to be on push, that it's telling me one thing automatically, which is that its opening 2 furlong splits are slow. Okay. That's the first part of that. If you're at a mile and a quarter and you need to be on push, I can almost guarantee you 2 furlong work is slow in comparison to a sprinter or a classic or whatever, right? So even with your push movement, you can take your split. If you take any horses that have any inside speed whatsoever inside of you, you're naturally going to fall back into position of, let's say, a steady or a stalk or whatever it may be while you're on push, just because naturally you don't have the speed to even challenge for the lead with the pace. So even your push instruction is going to move you a maybe even an ideal position because of that. If that makes
If you get if your horse gets to use its push, because you were saying the first three on the inside get the first choice at push, then you're not going to automatically get that.
no,
The game is
I'm
going
not.
to
No,
adjust.
I'm not saying that they. I don't think I've ever said that the three horses inside get the first choice at push. The point is,
You told us that if every horse in the race is set on push, the inside three get the choice.
no, if every horse is set on push, it's
Mhm.
going to recognize and understand which horses are faster and have the splits and are going to take the lead and then take the push, positions out front.
All
You're
right,
not
well
going to
that's a
run
little
10 wide
different.
around the track. It's
Yeah,
not.
that's a little different.
I'm
Yeah.
saying if I have 8 horses and they're all on push, there's nothing that says that the first, second, or third gate are the horses that will establish the pace position. Because quite frankly, if the second horse in lane 2 or lane 3 is 0.20 slower than the eighth horse is going to take the position because it's faster. It's just going to take it anyway. It's going to take the position. Now, what you're saying would be that if all 8 horses and all 8 gates had the
Mhm.
same exact gate, this is what we're missing. It's not just 2 furlongs. It's just if all 8 horses had the same exact gate break. Don't miss that point. And the
Mhm.
second thing, all 8 horses had the same exact 2 furlong split.
Mhm.
And then you would have to apply any other variances or biases or whatever, whether it's lane stuff, track stuff, drift, drag, you name
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Then in that case, the 3 inside horses most likely would hold position because the other horses have to find it's like an intelligent jockey thing. These jockeys need a place to run. So if they know they can't grab the pace, they're going to have to drop in somewhere to establish a running position. Otherwise, they're going to burn the hell out of the horse up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
Right. So, and only in that scenario. Now, horses that are fast and have the inside and choose to do, they're going to they're going to try to hold and tend to hold onto those positions to make sure no one from the outside takes them over. Right. It's just
Right.
it's strategy. And in that case, it may hold position because there are similarities there and the
Yeah.
outside horses just aren't fast enough. So it's the fatal flaw that a lot of people do, and then they bitch and complain about it on chat or something like that. When they're in a 5 furlong race, they're sitting in the 7th gate. Their 2
Yeah.
furlong split is already 15 tenths of a second slower than the top horses on the inside, and they still think they're going to push the horse to challenge for the lead. No, you're not. You're
Right.
slower to begin with.
Correct. So
So
basically, you're doomed because
if
your
you
only choice is to come to a lesser instruction. You have to back off on the instruction where the horse doesn't run that well to begin with.
No, it's not. See, and that's where the other part of it goes in, though, Dan. I don't want you to forget about this because what I always talk about is how a horse is settling in a race, right?
Mhm.
How does the horse deal with adversity? Because at that point, what you just said matters. Okay, because let's say if you're saying that my ideal, let's say instruction would be push on this
Yeah.
5 furlong aspect, and you're doomed because in order for you to make it
Yeah.
work, you have to back off of the instruction.
Right.
I'm telling you that's not correct because you're backing off the instruction actually may put the horse in a position to settle sooner, conserving the rest of whatever it has from an adversity standpoint to create a situation where it's running comfortably and then to make a nice close at the end. This shit all matters.
I think yes, and I think what ends up is you have a nice close at the end, but not enough to get by
No,
a similarly talented horse. Like if they both can go 108.40 on push, my horse is going to settle behind the other one, but it's still going to go 108.40. That one that's in the lead, and I'm not going to be able to catch it. But 5 furlong is kind of a crapshoot. That's
Yeah, but here's the
different.
thing. Here's the thing.
That's not a good example.
You're basing it off of a time, like a work time, right? But you
Yeah.
don't really know the attributes behind that.
Well,
So, like,
that's true too. Yes,
you
of
may have a
course.
108.40, and I may have a 108.40, but my endurance may be better, my strength may be better, my this may be better, my that may be better than yours. You don't know that. So when we race, that shit comes out, and that's on top of all the other track related things, like, you know, the speed of the track and track radius and lanes positions and
Absolutely, and how
ground
soon
covering,
you're into the first turn and all that. Yeah, I
all that shit.
understand. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, of course, of course. But like I say, as a general rule, you have to start out with what we know to be true, and that's that the horses on the outside have to travel a farther distance, regardless whether they settle or whatever they have to do, and so they inherently have a handicap. Now, it might not be that significant when you enter in all the other stuff. However, it is. It is. I mean, it's a handicap. I mean, that's why harness races, when they have an invitational handicap, they put the best horse in the 6 hole, and conversely into the inside, because it is a disadvantage to be on the outside, and that's only because of science, no other reason. It's just more distance to travel. Now, yes, all the other stuff comes in, I understand that, but it still takes a Herculean effort, especially in a 5 furlong race, and especially one that goes into a turn relatively quickly. I mean, but then that has to do with placement issues. Maybe your horse shouldn't be in there. But I mean, as it happens, when you're going through a whole series, a qualifying series, and you don't, you're committed to the final, so you're going to have better horses and not so good horses and whatever, and it works out like it works out. But I mean, so all I was saying is it's a tiny bit misleading. It's not profound, but it's a tiny bit misleading to say that any horse can win from anywhere.
They can
That
win from.
simply can't be true.
Listen, horses of equal caliber in the right class, in the class of race, it doesn't. The
Yup.
gate is not
Okay.
the decide.
Okay. So
The
you
gate
just
is
put in
not the deciding factor.
one variable. Yeah. The more variables you add in, yes, the more chance they have.
But Dan, come on, man. You're not going to put a $2,000 claimer in with a G1 horse and then make the argument, right? It's got to be
No,
apples.
we're not talking about.
It's got to be apples to apples.
It is apples to apples. I just said if you're in a qualifying series, you put your horse in and it competes and it makes the finals. All right. Now, of course, there's going to be a wide range of horses, and maybe not so wide, but there's going to be a range of talent and like that. But not every horse is going to have a chance, because some of them, quite frankly, shouldn't be there necessarily to begin with. But what are you supposed to do? Scratch? You're in a final race for free money.
No, I get that.
So
I get that.
so of course that has to figure out. But you get what I'm saying. I'm not trying
No,
to
listen, I
cause
get
any problems or anything, but there's just it's a simple
the
fact.
point. The point, you have to go back to the original point, which is the more distance you have and the longer the race, the less relevant for whatever the gate relevancy is it's even less. It's the truth. You know what I mean?
I'll go along with that. Yeah, I'll go along.
That's
with that.
why
Yeah.
you can have the 8th gate in an 8-horse race, and an 8th gate at a mile and 1/8 wins at a 33% clip. If there was a penalty for being on the 8th gate, then it wouldn't be a 30% win clip over a year. It's over a year.
Well, I haven't seen those figures. You say it, but I haven't seen that. So it could be. It could be.
So it's tougher in a let's say 5 furlong race, because it's a lot less time, lot less surface contact time. You're penalized by things quicker. Your blocks, getting blocked in a 5 furlong or getting hung 5 wide, they're devastating.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that's not because of the gate. The gate puts you in somewhat in that position, but it's because of everything else as well. Your instructions, your splits, your competition splits, their instructions, the jockey's preferences, all that stuff is what created that outcome. And it's not because you were in lane 8. And that's where it's too easy to say that. It's too easy to throw that out there and make that as the excuse.
Well, I don't think you can make that as your default of like, oh, that's my excuse,
No, but
no
that's what you
matter
see.
what.
But
You
that's
know.
what you see. That's what you see as the narrative. That's what people say. They don't bring up anything else. They just say, "Oh,
Well, yeah,
well,
that's true. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
in the
Yeah.
final. I'm in late 8. Screw it. I'm not even sure why I'm in this race." Well, that's just a bad attitude. That actually is no truth to it. And and that's the kind of stuff that works against you. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm in lane 8. Let me figure this out. Let me. What's my best scenario here to get my horse in the best position to run this race?
Well, and so that's where it comes in with, if you have a horse that's not that versatile, you don't have that choice.
Well, you have choices no matter how versatile it is. But 9 times out of 10, what do people do? They say, "Oh, well, I'm either going to try to blow away the front and take the lead, my only option, or I'm going to try to drop all the way back is my only option." And then what happens is you have lane 6, 7, and 8 all doing the same kind of, let me try to like just drop out of this thing. And then before you know it, they're 10 lengths back because all 3 of them are trying to fight for each other for position to fall back.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're taking the approach of, I'm so pissed off, I'm gonna push the hell out of this horse from the 8th gate because it's my only way to win. And all you're gonna do is hang the shit out of your horse because you haven't checked the splits of all the inside competition, and there's no way you're clearing them because they're just faster than you are. So it's just, but it's so, and then I think that's why I think people, and then when people hear it from experienced stables, that's the worst. Because they know, but they know that that's not necessarily the case.
Right.
But every gate, and every race has its own type of variance, right? Or variable
True.
impact, or whatever it is. It depends because that's natural. That's the way it should be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true enough.
Because, well, what are you going to say about horses that are just trailing behind the other horses that are, you know what I mean? They're not, they're getting some type of benefit by running behind you as the leader, right?
Right. Yep, all good points, but that's why I'm saying you actually could make a podcast out of that one subject, and
Yeah, I
maybe
think.
expand it to gate position, and then follow it up with an instruction type of a thing. It just seems like it would be worthwhile, especially for those that are kind of new or aren't comfortable with how they feel about racing and stuff, and if they're not confident that they're doing things the right way and stuff. I just think it'd be worthwhile.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it would help. I just think, the the difference that separates a lot of you guys, from new stables, or the guys, you guys actually, have some type of structure and strategy to your race, no matter what gate you're in. Like, you have an idea basically of what you're doing. Some people,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's the biggest difference. And people will sometimes look at Chrisman or yourself or
Well,
TNT.
I think more than anything, people feel like they're locked into whatever the horse's best training times. Whatever jockey instruction produces the best workout time.
Yeah, that's not
Uh,
true.
is
I've seen a 0.10 difference up. I've had horses that are a 0.10 up from push to stalk, and they're just depending on the race, where I'm at, et cetera, et cetera. I don't even care that
well,
if it goes
that just
from
means that the best workout time for that distance was on stalk.
yeah,
There's
even
no
though
way
it was
there's no
0.10
way
up.
you ever could see a horse that performs its best in a workout time on push. It's never going to be faster on stalk. There's no way to draw that comparison because you don't know the relative difference between workout times and race times. So there's no way that you can say that. Impossible.
I think it has a lot to do with instructions.
Of course it does, but there's no way that you can definitively say that because there's no way you can compare the two. It's impossible.
I'm telling you, it's all boiled down to your instructions. From
Well,
my
of course it is.
experience,
Of
I've had
course it is.
horses, like let's say a horse runs a 57.45 at 5 furlongs, right?
Yep.
On push.
Yep.
I literally have had horses that might run a 57.55 on stalk.
Of course.
And based on where I'm placed, 7 hole, 8 hole, 6 hole, I already know and already am pretty positive 100% I'm going on stalk. I'm not going to try to blow past all these horses and wear my horse out and get stuck behind all these other horses.
But that's a whole different thing. You're mishmashing everything together. What you said was, if you had a horse that performed 57.45 in a workout time on push, and you picked up it went to 57.35 in a race on stalk. Well, first of all, the
They're
race
not a
is
race. I'm talking
different.
about training times, Dan. I'm talking
Well,
about straight training times. If it's a
right.
57.45 on push and I'm drawing the 6 hole and I'm 57.55 on stalk,
The 6
there's
hole in training times? What are you talking
there's
about?
6 hole in a race. In a
Well, you
race.
He's
just
saying-
said you just said you can't count the race.
Yeah, what he's saying is
You
what
have
he's
to
saying.
do apples to apples.
Yeah, what he's saying is he's using the same his push and stalk time for the same horse, and the work time is 10 points higher, like slower as a stalk
Well, I'm
in a
sure it
work time.
is. Of course it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, and then he puts in a race and he makes a decision based on instructions, which makes sense. But the thing is that and Dan, you're right. But I think what the new stables don't generally understand is, like, when they look at instructions, it's how it's worded, right? Push, stalk, steady, close, relax. People think that's what it's going to do based on the field. Okay, so like if you have a field of 8 and I'm going to steady the horse, then my horse is probably just going to drop in mid pack, and ideally that's what's going to happen. What you have to understand is the instructions that you're based on are based off of your horse and the speed of your horse. It's like a throttle for your own horse as far as what you want the horse to do. It's not related necessarily directly to the.
Well, I think another thing that might help to straighten it out is, all right, now bear with me. If let's say, all right, we'll use a 5 furlong race, I guess. And you're outside, say you draw the 8 hole, whatever the case may be, and you're on your best instruction, push, we'll say, and your horse then drops in mid pack or tries to find. Now, because it dropped in there, does it retain some of its strength, some of its early strength to use later in the race, or has it shot its load and because it fell in behind, it's dead? See,
No,
this is another thing too, because people assume that if they go on push, that they're shooting everything in the first quarter and they're not going to have anything left at the end.
No,
When that clearly is not the case.
I'm going to go with Bob because certain horses can overcome it no matter what.
Well, yeah, the best horse in the race will overcome it.
Yeah, no. I mean, good horses will overcome it, but some of it is more strategy based to what you're saying, Dan. So the thing is, if I look at the race and I say, look, I want to fall in. Okay, I want to fall in. My horse though isn't the quickest out of the gate. I want to fall in, but I don't want to be in the back of the pack. There's no way I can be in the front of the pack. I'm gonna push this horse out as hard as I can to establish some position, hoping that I drop in behind the leaders per se.
Right.
Yep. And then your question would be is, did you just take something out of the horse because you pushed you slammed this horse?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So my answer to that is no, you haven't shot your load, so to speak, like you said. Okay. And meaning that it's not going to have more later. Matter of fact, in that case, it may have reserved much more of what the horse has than he would have otherwise, because that strategy
that's very
allows
interesting. That's really interesting because you could never make that assumption on your own without the proper information.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's just race information, and you could look at it. I mean, if you pushed your horse and it dropped in, just see how it runs, right? Go look at any race where horses are struggling to find a spot, or it's taking them forever to get settled, and go and look at the results.
Yeah.
If I can slide in somewhere and just chill, if I'm not setting the pace and I have no desire to do that, and I have no desire to do this, and all I'm trying to do is to get my horse to settle as quickly as possible. Okay. Sometimes you're out of position. But the bottom line is the horse is settled, right? It's like
Mhm.
you're racing. You're kind of feeling things out. Like any other real race, you watch a live race, watch how they're settled, like how easy they are in the reins. It's like that's what we're talking about. Now, if you're in there like a maniac and your horse is ducking and diving and trying to do what do you? I mean, just imagine what's going on the back end as far as with this horse. So
Right.
there is a strategy to that you can't hurt you can't hurt yourself trying to make a move. The way you get hurt is basically by trying to create something and there is no end result to it, and it's just helter skelter, and you're completely out of position. You know, blocking is a very similar thing. It's very damaging. Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's so that's a lot of adversity to come through. You know, it's not adversity doesn't happen just because you're in the 8th gate in a 6 furlong race. That's not adversity. The adversity aspect of it would be how that race unfolds from you being in the 8th gate to get this horse just to be just a race, just to get ready to race. Right? So that's why the horses that aren't such of a high caliber that go even 4 wide around that eventually just fade out and just are nothing because they fought for position and lost basically for 4 furlongs. They're tapped.
Right.
They're tapped.
Right.
They're gassed. They have nothing left to give.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah. Now, if you can tuck in, and it doesn't matter. It can be 3 wide. You can be 3 wide and settled. You can be 4 wide and settled. It just depends on how that race is playing out. But if you go watch all the races and just go look at the shit that goes on in a race with some of these horses, and that is strategies, instructional based.
And I think that explains sometimes where you see a horse will settle in the 2 lane or the 3 lane, and yet they just keep grinding and grinding and grinding, and can get there at the end. You don't see that all the time, but I mean we do see it, and then we think, wow, that was how did that happen? But
Right.
yeah,
Even your three wide horses. Sometimes you're 4 wide. You watch some of the races where they're 3 wide, and you're like, damn, that horse is still going. It's still plugging away, dude. It's like there's no quitting that horse. You know what I mean? It's and it closes it out. It's because I guarantee if you watch the race, even if it was in 3 wide, it was still settled pretty much.
Right.
So, some horses are trying to get to they're like they don't belong there. They're trying so hard to take the pace out front. They can't get there. They get to the turn. They're toast because they didn't have it to begin with, and they're now they're out of position. They fought hard to get there. They're done.
Yeah.
They're gonna fall back 4th, 5th.
In the meantime, not to change this up, but we're missing some good horses getting bid on here and stuff. This has been going on without us.
So you got me in a conversation. I like talking.
No, I understand. That's why I said maybe another podcast would be perfect for the discussion. But yeah. Well, no, thanks for the input. I appreciate it. It's all every little bit you get is illuminating, So
yeah. All right, we got
Carolina on my mind is on the docket right now. 30 seconds left.
Was in for 5K minimum.
Yeah, it's draw in action. Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's all about Barbaro. Honestly, that's one of those desirable.
So I guess we're looking at it from a breeding standpoint.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it. I keep bidding it up and up and up and up. Look, I gotta do it again.
It's got a Trillion bloodline, Pioneer to Nile, Barbaro, no inbreeding.
I don't have many Barbaros. I don't even know if I might have like 1 or 2. Ugh. All right. Let's see. Uh-oh.
Yeah, good performance. It's foals average 14, almost 15,000 a race. That's solid.
Well, Barbaros.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to eat this sauerkraut.
That's something you don't hear very often.
Oh, there it is. You want it, you're gonna have to come by and get it.
You're not even a German guy.
Nah, but my wife, that's her side, man. But I'm making a pig roast, and I love my sauerkraut with it.
Oh
and
yeah.
cooks it all day long, dude.
I like it on a Reuben and stuff. I don't much like it freestanding though.
So we do open face.
Yeah.
So like tomorrow, next one we'll do open face Rubens.
Hmm.
Oh man, that sounds delicious.
Oh, the next two horses went.
At the same time.
Hold on, wait a minute. So why does the next one 9 minutes and 43 seconds? What happened there?
I don't know.
Do you see that too?
Yeah, it's flipped around on me. Look, these are 3 minutes here. Why would it do that?
Huh? That's weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Hold on. Why? Yeah, I don't know. This is the one that's going off right now. This is a minute 21.
I don't see that for some reason.
No, I see 9 minutes.
Yeah, 9
Right
minutes
here.
14 seconds.
On Golden Resort?
No,
I don't see Golden Resort.
8202. I don't see Golden Resort either.
On my screen,
That's
I'm
weird.
showing Golden Resort.
Hold on, let me look.
On the podcast.
Oh yeah, I see it on yours.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
weird.
see it on mine.
Scroll down a little bit. What's underneath it? Mr. Congo, Beach Thunder Parlo. Yeah, I don't have any of those on mine.
Golden Resort has 50 seconds left. What? I don't understand this.
Yeah, that's weird.
My top horse.
I think it's because the rest of them are.
Woodpecker. Those are all. I don't know what those are. Go to the top. 148 802. The top one. Doesn't that say 9 minutes left?
8:26.
Yeah. Oh, you're down below us for some reason. You got to be seeing it wrong.
Yeah, because Mr. Conga has 2 minutes left, and my top horse is 8202 with 8 minutes left.
Yeah, correct.
Golden Resort is going off for 4 seconds. You have to look lower, guys. If you're watching right now, I don't know. Just check lower.
Oh yeah, they're out of order. Oh yeah, you're right.
They're out of order.
Yeah, that's weird.
I think it's the breeder tag, that's doing it, because these are all breeders. They're all retired. You see it?
Oh yeah, that is the difference.
They're all retired.
Right. I didn't even see that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because Thunder Parlo is 5 minutes. Then the one under it goes to 15 minutes. Smile one time. So it must be it's going to revert back up to the top.
Oh, there's Parlo. You said Parlo.
Must be doing this by.
Yeah, that's weird.
I know what it's doing. It's doing it by age. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Doing it by age active, and then age retired.
Okay.
Right.
I believe you. Yeah.
I mean, that's what it looks like to me.
Yep.
But I could be wrong. There's some breeders here from Dash. Has some breeders up. You got to look a little lower to get to them. They're going off first. Let's see. Mr. Conga. So if you guys are looking for breeders out there, any new stables, if people are still watching, we're in this pretty long. We still got some folks watching.
Yeah, you got bids on the Thunder Parlo.
Mr. Conga is my thing's acting up because even it's not refreshing.
Truth or Dare's got a bid. Unnamed 8202 has a bid. Because of rhythm. Well, hold on. You also got to think you might. I mean, you could put this in the eliminator if you wanted to.
No, Thunder Parlos have retired.
No, the rhythm horse 8202.
Who, yours?
Well,
No,
it's
no,
impossible. It's impossible to tell because they've disguised all of the times, the work times.
Right, they're just selling
Which
the bloodline.
I don't know why. I just
Shifty,
don't know
I
why
think
guys do that.
Shifty's just selling the rhythm line. I think is his angle, but it's a gelding. So what the fuck? I don't.
I know, yeah.
Oh, it is a gelding. I didn't notice that.
Sure. It's one of those new ones. He bred it just before the start of the season, and it turned.
Turn bonus credits into cash.
Oh, I'm glad you guys saw that because I didn't even see the geld. Whoops.
These are all geldings, and then Dash has the breeders that are going off now, so just pay attention to it. He's got one down here, Thunder Parlow, that was in the minimum bid for $2, is now 25.5. That has 3 minutes on it.
Yeah, I think I looked at this horse.
That horse has no foals yet, so it's basically a freshman sire. Nice little build there, Dan.
On Thunder?
Not bad. Not bad.
I gotta look.
Not a bad little build
very good, very good.
for
Yeah, I
for
don't hate that.
for a breed, especially someone trying to start something up. I mean, not a bad option. So it's going to sell for at least 25.5.
It's interesting. Now there's one that's, in quotation marks, unbalanced, but it's still drawing
Which
big
one?
interest
This one?
because of the Parlow line.
But the unbalanced part is what? In your mind?
Slightly unbalanced. The medium low and the one, or the medium, whatever it is.
Yeah,
in
I
the
guess
one
you
and
would
the
probably
4.
prefer to see a medium here.
Correct.
Okay.
But again, I don't know that that's the end of the world.
No, I just think it's more of like an ideal setup as far as like.
Certainly doesn't matter with geldings, but these are all breeders now.
Thunder Parlow, guys, minute 41 left. Current bid is 25.5.
I actually think that's a good bid.
No, I do. I think so.
I think somebody. I mean, I think they're thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Look, you got the bloodline. I've noticed that a lot of these gelded 4-year-olds, they're not having 107, 106, 105 HRs. They're I mean, there's 94s and 93 HRs. So having this 90, 99, that doesn't scare me at all. Obviously, it doesn't scare nobody else. I'm with this person. Whoever's bidding on this, I'm with you.
I'd like to see how 99s breed. I'd love to see some kind of data on that.
Well, you guys got to stop killing them to find out.
Nah, Aztec La Flesh breeds fine. Bred fine, Dan. She was a 99. I still got breeds with her, I think. Or did I run them out? No, I think I still got breeds with her. I don't think I ran them all out.
Still 25.5, 18 seconds.
I'm not Aztec La Flesh mode, Dan. I'm sorry. If I can find her. Unless I ran her out. I think I ran her out. Yeah, I ran out La Flesh mode. 99.75 HR, average full rate, and 103.77, Dan. But it's got that El Gran Senor line in it.
So that one's gone. Next one is where are we at? We're coming down to the end here. One is
back up to the top.
5-year-old gelding Shifty has a bid of 25 in it. 8202.
I think we've lost our audience. There's not much anything going on, bidding or comments or anything.
There's people still watching.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these horses have bids.
Come on, let's go, you watchers. Let's get fired up here in the comments. How easy do you think it is to carry this whole fucking thing?
Show some respect.
Right? Let's get involved. You don't ask questions and stuff, and then you piss and moan later on that you don't know. Fire them up.
Looks like this one from just 5-year-old gelding is going to go 25. Might see it in the eliminator.
You know where it's going to go?
Where?
Right into my barn.
Oh,
I should have known.
you scooped it.
You know, Dan, it's funny how very close our minds are right now.
Oh, please don't do that to me. Oh, now we got a bunch of cheap ones.
I would have been in there with you, Dan, but I got this I got this one horse that I'm counting on, and I only hit like
Oh.
1 out of 10. So
You
I'm
know what
really
happened? That wrinkle in the times and stuff, one of the ones I had earmarked is gone. Oh, rats.
Oh, because it went. I see what you're
Is
saying.
that what happened? Yep. Oh, that sucks.
Well, we're back in order, so no worries.
No worries. I lost the horse. My top one that I was looking at all day. No,
Hey, man, I
blew
say
it.
put your bids in, make them count.
I did. Well, maybe I got it actually. I don't know. I don't think so though, because it
Yeah,
was.
maybe you got it.
Nah, they were really. They
My
were gonna
camera.
pound it.
Honestly, think my camera.
Oh, that sucks. I wonder who got that one.
I wasn't
God
there.
darn it. How can
Why?
I tell? How can I tell?
I think Carolina in my mind was last.
Dash is saying which one, Dan?
It was something indie. I forget the name of it.
Something indie.
It was a man of war. It was a man of war, something indie horse, I think. Shit.
He said you got it.
I got it?
Yep.
Oh.
He said
How
it
does
was
he
from
know?
him because it was his horse.
Oh. And he can tell from that?
That's what he's saying. I believe it. If Dash says it, I believe it. I'm
Yes,
starting
it's
to learn.
high in your breeding thing.
Let me go look. Hold on. Oh, now I'm all messed up. Where am I? What page are we on? 10? Tis the Army? No. Global Emergency. No, that one went already.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina on my mind is gone.
Yeah, I got that one.
What are we on the last page?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Last 5.
I got the. Oh no, Man of Indy went right after that unnamed 802. I must have been so busy watching that I didn't watch the other one run out.
This 2-year-old from, or this 5-year-old from Aloy is going to sell for $2 or $2.50. Woodpecker PA is up for $2. No takers. Dash's 5-year-old mare
I've got one more I'm on today.
is going to sell
Which
for $5.
now I can't find. What's happening here? Oh, something's messed up. Now I can't find this horse. I know it didn't go yet.
The whole bag is like we did for Easter.
And yes, I can't. And yet I can't find it. All right, let me try. Let me get right
It's just
out.
us, right?
Go back in.
The sauerkraut's good.
Time dash me. Oh, here it is. Okay, I found it.
Yeah, that's Smile on Time. I just looked at that. That's got.
I'm trying to look at this Smile time. It's got 5 minutes on it.
Yeah, it's got backwards confirms.
Backwards confirmation?
Yeah,
it does.
I mean, I believe so. It's got short. No, it doesn't.
That's one I would
Yeah,
go.
short, medium, medium. That's backwards, right? Yeah.
Well, I don't. It's just, I think from an ideal build of a horse, it's not. It's a little off, but I think highly rated. Smiley Tiger does. I don't. I think you'd have to. It's not a bad option.
No, it doesn't mean it can't win. It's already won.
No, it's $5, dude. You match it up with the right sire, and see what happens. It's got.
Wow, Tennessee's crushing Iowa. That hurt me.
I'm done with sports. I'm done with sports. I'm not
I
even.
hit the Iowa.
I'm giving
Iowa
sports
game.
up. completely.
What time does the big game start? Is that 4 o'clock today?
What's the big game?
Alabama and
Alabama doesn't even belong there. See, I can't watch them.
Alabama and whoever the fuck it is, I forget. The other big one, Michigan.
We really are coming down to the bottom here.
Yeah, I bet you you're. I know I would be if I was a Philly fan. I don't know how I'd feel right now.
There it is.
Just
It's
sick of it all, man.
on ESPN at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Okay.
Dynamite Dash got a bunch in here. They're all going to sell for $5. This here is a Dynamic Dasher, 106 rated, homebred. Got a Dynaformer line, and
Oh, I see what you're saying. Dash said, "Oh, that was for me." Okay, thank you, Dash. I'm happy with that.
then let's see this again. Not bad.
I think I looked at a few of these.
Dash me, 5-year-old
Dash, are you listening right now?
winner. See, like this one. If I was a new stable, I'd scoop this one up right here. This is added a tap it line. It is
Just
inbred.
right after the auction, look at your sales office.
This is inbred with Rachel Alexander. I would scoop this one if I was new. Oh, it is being scooped by somebody.
Yeah. Which one?
Dash me.
Thanks, buddy.
Dash me. Elf, Gricos. No good. No good. 9-year-olds. I'm not covering 9-year-olds.
You got crossbreed. Ideal. Yeah. Can't go wrong with that. A lot of these are pretty good, honestly. Thunder Dash, ideal, very good.
Pain in the ass.
See, the only bloodline I've tapped, I've like kind of given a green light to is this Alice Abides. I can't do the rest of them. I like this elf. Whoever's got a bid on this elf, man. I like this.
I changed the site URL and I can't find out where the mail is going to now. It's tricky.
Oh yeah. What mail are you using? Not MailChimp, right? Or you are using MailChimp?
No. The contact mail. So if someone says contact us,
Oh,
it's
okay.
not working.
Yeah, whoever's got the bid on the elf. It's not bad, man. If I wasn't trying to get rid of all my sprinters, I would be there with you. That's Justified. Dan, you ever had good luck with that one? Justified?
Not that I remember. That's an old timer. That was one of the first groups.
Yeah,
I remember I had a couple that did, so-so, but nothing spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much now I can look at horses and look through the bloodline pedigree, and I know which ones I've had a little success with, and I know which ones I haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them I just don't know. Lion Shares, a Bobby Dazzler. Let's see. go to this one.
Oh, I'm glad I got that Indy horse. My whole day was pointed towards that one. Wow, this Oregon is putting it on Liberty. Holy
Guys
mackerel.
are saying, is Rough Delight the perfect breeder? I don't know.
Rough Delight.
7
yeah.
years old. It's got a win.
Is that $50? Let's see this horse.
That's the result of Brexit.
What do you mean, Brexit? I don't understand. I'm still on mute.
Rough Delight is a 7-year-old mare. It is a winner. 1 race, 1 win out of Winning Delight.
It's got 2 foals.
Does it?
Yeah.
It does. But let's go start at the beginning. It has an inbred line to Empire Maker. Ruffian, Winning Colors. These are the original group here.
Ruffian. What are you guys from the woods? It's Ruffian.
Ruffian.
Jesus.
It's Ruffian.
Ruffian.
The Hangover. You got Ruffian.
Somebody slipped you a roofie.
I mean, it's got ideal. It's a sprinter. Well, no, not really. This looks like it can produce some money.
Well, I mean,
I'm trying to find out why.
I mean, what he's doing. I mean, basically for $50K, you're taking the. Yeah, I mean,
Hey, look, Bob. I love Bobby, but Bobby, how are you going to ask $50 for a horse that has 2 foals that never ran? I just don't get it, man. That's what I would look at, Bobby. Just saying.
But they all have clunks.
yeah, but they're not. They're active horses. It's not like they're retired. They're. In fairness, they're set up to race this season. And they both came out
I guess it's
fairly decent. I mean, if you look at the conformation of the one foal, its legs are definitely carrying through. This one's a little bit upside down as far as that conformation goes, but other than that, 103 rated, decent works, nice legs. Then you go. That's the Rough Delight. So that's still got a race, right? I mean,
I think he's looking at Evil Dick. That's what I can assume.
And then he is popping as a 3-year-old colt, 104.75 rated. What is throwing? Did you have the same? What is throwing that underline?
Oh, that's not even the horse. Ruffian.
That's what it is. It's got to be this mare. I'm gonna check this mare. I think this mare.
On Rough Delight, is that who you're looking at?
Rough Delight, Perfect Delight. What is this shit? Oh, okay. Perfect Delight.
Bob, I'm lost. I can't find it. I see Frankel, Alma Mater. I see that. I see Empire Maker. I see Winning Colors.
This mare is throwing the. What do you mean? What are you looking for?
I'm looking at the $50 horse. Rough Delight. I'm trying to figure out why. I'm trying to find the $50. I'm just confused.
I think my take on it would be that some pedigree mixed with the confirmation is how I would take it. Perfect Delight must be a sire, right? Yeah. So here's the way I look at it. It's not a bad mare. The mare is actually good. I actually question, you can look at the foals, but I would question the sire in this on creating these foals. I believe the conformation of this horse is very nice, Rough Delight, as a mare, and I think really that's what you're buying. You're buying the conformation. You're buying the pedigree. There's not a lot. It doesn't go back deep, but you're talking. It has, according to Foggy, it's Ruffian and Empire
Not according
Maker.
to me.
It has Gamine, winning colors. Look up. It has some really, really solid back pedigree. I'm not a big fan necessarily of the inbreeding stuff, but besides that, it has some back pedigree. The conformation is very nice. Okay, double ideals are very nice, and you can work out the rest. I think it's all about matching it up from that standpoint. And if I would actually switch sire, and I would get this mare away from this Perfect Delight, is what I would do. Just looking at the foals, just looking at what it's producing. So it's producing similar conformations. So it's telling you that whatever's coming through in the bloodline or whatever's coming through hereditary, it's coming through, to the foals. If that even makes sense what I just said. But it's there. The works are still decent even with that. So I think the mare is nice. 50, not sure. I'm not sure because he's almost getting all the upfront money for using the mare. You would have to, you have to see the value in using each one of those mare breeds or offer it out to the public. But again, he's in a position where he can do that because it's a no stress kind of offer.
All right, fellas, have fun. I got
All
my
right,
lap
I'm getting
going.
off too. I'm
so-
done.
Yep.
I'm done. Thank you guys, and I'll Happy New
All right.
Year and all that stuff.
Yep. Happy New Year. I appreciate the support there.
No problem. We'll catch you later.
Yep.
All right, catch you later, guys.
Later, boys.
Later.
Yeah, I depends, man, how much you want to get into your breeding barn on this one. This Rough Delight. I think it's a good mare, personally. I think it's I'm not worried about the 99 rated stuff at all. It's more to do with racing than it does breeding. Decent pedigree, confirms. I like the confirmation. Probably the thing I like the most is probably confirmation. I'm not a big fan of the inbreeding, but the lines in that are clean and they're very good lines. So. Anyhow, I move or I digress, whatever. Only a few left. Don't have a bid here, so Dazzler may be taking that one back. These other ones here going off. I'm not getting into 9 and 10-year-olds. Dazzler, sorry, buddy. I can't really. I actually. Oh, El Pigeon. These are. What's what? Eagles Guess. It's a homebred and it's 10. Let's see what they got. Oh, Coupe de Folly. Oh, the 99 rating. I don't. I mean, to me, the 99 rating on that horse for just the light horse. I'm not concerned about it at all. It's more of a racing indicator. I mean, obviously, whatever you get through a bloodline and genetics and stuff like that determine, partly how it races. But that horse that rating was designed more breeding, breeding bloodlines, race, all of it. They're both involved in the confirmation and the horse rating, but one's more important for confirmations. The other one's a little bit more important for racing. And the 99, honestly, is irrelevant to me as far as what you would use the mare for. I think it's a valuable mare, and I think people would have to figure out if they. I think they can get better done. The confirmation is solid. I mean, I don't know how many horses have a medium long. Is this a medium long? A medium long with two ideal legs. No, it's a medium. So short, medium, maybe sprint 7 furlong mile type, maybe offspring, clean build. It'll be back in your barn apparently. Evil elf. Foals. 8 starters out of 18 foals. 5 of them are winners. 5 winners out of 18. 4 of the 5 are repeat winners. Average winning distance is 6 furlongs. It's kicking off sprinters. Ho hum. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Lion shares in for 8. That's a 10-year-old. 99 rated short. Good. Probably again 7 furlong, probably type horse. I don't know. Pedigree. Lionheart. Not much to go off of there. Oh yeah, guys, whoever's still watching, I know we're winding down here in the last. We might have lost a lot of people here at the end. If you're still watching, just letting you know. Again, as mentioned earlier, we are actively working on one of the race viewers. More specifically, the Unity viewer is the first one that actually should be up and running today. So that thankfully, one of our developers that we work with all the time managed to carve out some time for us to do that. But so hopefully that'll be taken care of here shortly. And when it happens, obviously you have to refresh your browser. It's a browser-based WebGL, so if you get an error, just kind of refresh it when it's ready to go. Bit by bit, we're getting it back together. Baby girl, Dazzler's in here for 12,000. 10-year-old mare, 3 foals, no winners. Hasn't been bred in 2 seasons. Short, medium, high, good. Looks like that is interesting. That's medium, high. You would think that would be a sprinter, but then it has more of a classic underline. Interesting. Not sure. 103 rated. No bids. Eagles guess. Guys pulled out some old ones here. Eagles guess. California bred. Dazzling Eagle homebred pedigree. Kingston. Coupe de Folly. Short, medium, average. Short, medium. That's a sprinter. That has to be a sprinter build. Mr. Potter has not been bred at all. El Padrino. BYM. Oddly enough, I kind of like this one. That's it. You got a few more to go. 11 minutes, and it's been a hell of a 24 hours, if not longer. And I appreciate you guys sticking with us, being patient. Happy New Year again, and hopefully you guys do some good breeding, get what you're looking for. Have some patience on the track. Race the card is my advice. Let's not make it a all stakes or nothing kind of thing. And hopefully we get some full race days coming up. They're a little light right now with the change over to the new season. And the eliminators and stuff. So we got to get these horses entered in racing. So 2-year-old races obviously are pretty light as people are just started breeding them now. So thanks for watching. Thanks for participating. For the guys that helped. Thanks for the people that bid. Thank you to the people that sold or entered the horse in auction. Hopefully everybody's happy. And I'm just glad we were able to do the auction since it was scheduled for yesterday. It turned out better than actually I expected. And we'll get another auction going here in a couple weeks, and we'll post it and make sure everything's good to go. We'll send in the one suggestion on the timer on the left that when it hits 0 to do an automatic refresh. And that's that. So guys, thanks again for watching, and we're out of here. But just remember, the new site URL is DigitalDowns.live. DigitalDowns.live. All right. See you next time.